Going live. I think we're live. It says we're live. Are you live?
I'm live.
You're live. All right. We are live and says we have nobody watching. So that says nobody wants to watch us live, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, it is a Saturday night at 6:30. It's still daylight. People are probably out riding their motorcycles. It's probably what we ought to be. Hey, we got four. So we got somebody in here. Say hi in the chat, whoever's out there. Uh, says on Facebook we're going live, but I don't see it doing anything over there. That's cool. They're trying to see if this stuff works. There we go. Says we have nobody watching. Now we got an echo, I'm sure. I'll get that killed. All right. We're new at this. I just got StreamYard hooked up where we can stream to Facebook and YouTube and her YouTube channel and everything all at once. So if anybody's out there, say hi in the chat so we know who you are. Hello. I'll use this hand because that hand's off the screen. So anyway, give everybody a chance to get in here. We're just going to kind of talk about events that are planned, events we're going to, events that Firecracker is hosting. And yes, she's hosting it. It's her event. I'm just the assistant, the very good-looking professional assistant, personal assistant. So anyway, hey, we got Lloyd in here, man. Facebook. There's Dempsey. I'm 1 minute late. According to mine, I started at 9 seconds till, according to StreamYard. So whatever. Anyway, Larry Blevins is in there somewhere. So Lloyd's on Facebook. I don't know if everybody else can see him, but I think he doesn't show up in YouTube chat, but he shows up over here for us. Anyway, let's get to it. So what do you want to talk about first? Your deal first, and then we'll talk about the other events we've got coming up and we're going to.
Sure.
So what's your event?
So my event, as you all know, I did a poker run for a little boy here in...
It's been a year. They probably don't all know. You need to tell them what you did before.
Okay.
So we got a lot of new subscribers in the last year.
A year ago, well, it hasn't quite been a year, but almost a year ago, a little boy in Rolla had cancer. So I put on a benefit, raised $14,000. We did a fun run, silent auction. We got all the YouTubers to send us stickers and stuff, and we made him his own sticker board. It really touched my heart to do that, and I've decided I'd like to find someone every year to try to do one. So last year we went on a poker run for this little boy here in Rolla. This other little boy named Aiden, and supported it that some friends of ours put on. His cancer is not, it's a very aggressive, rare cancer.
Muscles.
It's called, they abbreviate it by RMS. It gets in the soft tissues. Every time they do scans, everything, they find more and more. The little boy that I previously did one for is in, I guess you call it remission, doing good. So I decided I wanted to do a benefit for this family, this other little boy's family, Aiden Green, to help out. So I'm excited because we're going to do a poker run this time. Some people were upset last time because we just did it as a fun run, but we're going to do a poker run. We are going to have silent auction, hopefully some live auctions. I've even reached out to like the St. Louis Cardinals, the St. Louis Blues, and I've done a lot of research. I'm going to be sending out letters to places trying to get donations, try to make this a huge success.
I've got a pair of shocks that were donated by Progressive Suspension for a late model touring bike that we were going to use in another benefit, and nobody bid high enough on them. I wouldn't let them go for nothing. So we are still going to use those shocks at this benefit. I usually get donations from places like Custom Dynamics, some of the Harley dealers. We'll be reaching out to big vendors as well as local businesses.
Right. I'm excited because a friend of ours owns All Out Dino Drags. He is a member of our local, and he is donating his stuff, donating his time, his employees, and is going to have the All Out Dino Drags at our benefit to help support, bring in crowds. So I'm hoping we have a good turnout. I'm hoping that I can get a lot of donations, whatever we can do to help this family. And I'm just kind of excited. We're going to do this on July 30th because that's the only time the All Out Dino Drags had available to do it. So that's what made us choose this date. And we're still working up details, but I do have an event page set up on Facebook. It's under the Aiden Green benefit. You can go to my page, Mike's page. We've shared it. We've sent out invitations, and
I'll go back and put a link to it in the description of this video when we're done. Did you tell them where it's at? Where we're starting and ending?
We're gonna. It's the main part is going to be at the Rolla Moose Lodge here in Rolla. I'm still trying to figure out details on the poker run. I've got 2 places I know we're going to stop at. I'm still trying to figure it out. We have a meeting with our local this week that's going to help put the poker run on. So I'll get those details out as soon as I can. But the All Out Dino Drags and the silent auction and all that will be at the Rolla Moose Lodge. I'm going to try to get maybe a food truck to come in to do food there. But anybody that wants to come join us, please come. If you know anybody that we can contact to donate, let me know. Or if you want to, contact them for me, that would be great. And any YouTubers that would like to come, we would sure love to have you come to our benefit, and so people can meet you and
just hang out, have a good time.
Hang out and have a good time.
Do what we do best. Do good things on motorcycles. I guess I don't know if we're going to have a band yet. We had one last year. A lot of things. We're just getting started in the planning. So we are
going to have a bartender. I was thinking if we don't have a band, maybe we just do karaoke or something. That'd be something easy. We could do our announcing stuff and then have karaoke after for anybody that wants to hang out. For people coming out of town, I was going to try to talk to a motel and see if we could get special rates in case anybody did come and need a motel room. So we will let you know. Like I said, I'll post as I can in the benefit Facebook page to let everybody know what's going on.
So yeah, there'll be more details coming. We'll be sharing more stuff, but we're just trying to get the word out. If you're a content creator and you can't come to the event, but if you have stickers, we would love to have your stickers. Last year for the little boy,
or poker chips,
whatever else. But last year for the little boy, we had probably 20 or 30 content creators, YouTubers who sent us stickers for their channel. And then we made a board for him and had a saying put on it, something inspirational about with his cancer and stuff, and staying positive, one of those kind of messages. And then he decorated that sticker board. And last year's story, and this is part of why, April didn't tell you this part, but the little boy last year was going through treatment and he couldn't come to the event when we actually had it scheduled because he just had chemo and his blood count cells were low. And so they couldn't have him around people, but he really wanted to see everybody. He was really excited about what everybody was doing for him. So his grandparents brought him to a parking lot, put him in the back of a pickup truck with the great big lawn umbrella thing over the top of it. Because we were riding in the rain for him. We were doing this even though it was raining. And we rode by him in the back of the truck, sitting in that lawn chair under that umbrella. And he was just so excited and so happy. And, we went by once and somebody said, do it again. So we made another loop. And the second time I came through there, April said, you can't do it again. I'm crying already. So it was very touching. It's, being a part of something like that's amazing. Some of you guys know, Mike Bodine, he follows a lot of channels and stuff. And Mike came to the event and he was really touched by it. We appreciate his support. Hey, AB, man, thanks for the compliment on the vid today. We might talk about that in a little bit if you want to hang on later. We're going to cover some other events we got coming, and then it's going to be kind of a free for all after that.
Speaking of this time, I don't think we're going to do a GoFundMe or whatever we did last time because Mike ended up having to
pay the taxes
on that. So if anybody, I'm going to put it out there. If anybody wants to donate, we'd rather have a check or a money order. And I'm going to get the information of who the family wants it made out to. I know there's a bank here that actually has something set up, but
yeah, if we can find a way to get donations over the internet without me having to put them on my taxes, because when we took them through PayPal, it's tied to actually a business I have, and I had to report it as income. We had $2,000 in benefit donations, so I had to pay the taxes on $2,000 of income to cover that, which was okay. That was something I said I would do to help the benefit, but we're going to try it, raise even more money this time. So we need to find a smarter way of doing that. And there, if you guys know some crowdsourcing fundraising things that don't take a big percentage of it when it's for a charity or something, let us know. We'll look into that. We're not opposed to, we'd love to take funds if anybody wants to donate that can't come to the event. Last year we raised $2,000 doing YouTube live streams before the event from people all over the world. And, we appreciate that. And we would love to be able to let people help like that. We just got to find maybe a little better way of doing it. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, there's supposed to be a thing where you can set something up as a charity on YouTube and take donations, and they don't take 30% of it and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not at 10,000 subscribers yet, so we'll have to worry about that maybe next year. So there's Evil Rick. Hey, Evil. And, anyway, so lots of stuff we're going to be working on with this event. We'll probably do at least one live stream a month, if not one every couple of weeks. I'm sure when it gets closer, we'll do more. If you don't know my P.O. box, I'll put it in the description of this video after it's done. It's also in the description of all my other YouTube videos. P.O. Box 515, Rolla, Missouri 65401. You can send us stickers. You can send us checks for the donation. Poker chips, anything. We want him to not just have the money will help his family with the bills, but we want him to have stuff that he can keep and remember from this event. The little boy that we did this for before, we gave him the board and the stickers and stuff that day. And by that night, like in 2 hours, he had the whole board decorated just the way he wanted it. And his family sent us pictures of it to show at the benefit, because we actually saw him before we started the silent auction and stuff when we finished the ride. So the YouTube is a lot clearer video quality than Facebook video. Well, thanks for letting me know. I will look into that. I'm new to this on the Facebook thing. I just paid for StreamYard so that I can stream to multiple channels. So I'll look into that and try and fix that. Thanks. I guess we'll circle back around to the benefit maybe later or whatever else. Let's talk about what else we've got coming up, because it is event season. It is time to get busy. We have made reservations. We know where we're going to be for most of them. The first one, we don't know where we're going to be, but we know we have a place to be.
Right.
So Spring Fling, right around the corner. That is the 27th of April through the 1st of May in Eureka Springs. We will be there. The Badgers will be there. Ozark HD Riders will be there. We're all going to be there. We're going to be doing events in the area. We're also going to be doing part of the poker run and fun run kind of stuff with the Switchback Bar. They've got events posted. We'll be helping out with that. I know on Sunday morning, we are going to leave Switchback Bar on a guided ride. It's a limited number of spots. If you're interested in doing that with us, get with Angie, Mama Badger from Support Bikers, the Badgers Lifestyle on YouTube and Facebook. But on that guided ride, we're going to head north out of Eureka Springs, some direction that way, and circle around kind of by the lake and Branson area maybe. And then probably me and Firecracker will peel off there and head toward home instead of going further away from home, because we'll have to come home Sunday. But Lloyd says, heck yes, hope to see you there. Deb says, you look good on your end. Somebody said something. I got a comment over here. I'm going to show it. It was Lloyd. Lloyd said, April looks good, but I'm still ugly. So thanks, Lloyd, buddy. Love you. That's my guy, my buddy. Superman Kev's in. Hey, man, how you doing? Mr. G, 1965. So we got some other content creators.
Sinister Clutch is in.
Sinister Clutch is in. So for you content creators who just joined us, if you missed that part earlier, you got to rewind. We have something you can do to help us. Firecracker's putting on a benefit in July. If you can't come, we would love for you to send us stickers. There's JS. and send us stickers or poker chips. We are doing a benefit for a little boy with cancer. She's putting it on. I'm just your personal assistant that helps out. And we're going to make a poster board for the little boy and all that stuff. She doesn't have a cool, neato beard, though. Well, let's thank God for that. So, but yeah, content creators, I would love to get stickers from you guys. Get with me if you don't already have my P.O. box. We're going to make a collection of stickers to give this little boy at the benefit.
And have another board made.
Had another board made, make him a sticker board. And so he can learn about all these content creators that are cheering for him and supporting him and hoping him the best as he fights cancer. So back to Spring Fling. We do. Andy with Switchback Bar says we have a place to stay. I just don't know where it's at yet. I got to get with him, but we'll be there. We'll have a place to stay. We're going to be hanging out with JS, who just joined us in the chat. If you guys don't know JS, he's kind of new to content creation on YouTube. We met him at Stubborn American last year. Go check out his channel. He did a pretty funny little video. It's just his style was entertaining and stuff, but on cold weather and warm weather riding gear, because we're in that season of transition and stuff. But check Jay out, give him a little love, help him get started on this YouTube journey. And Superman says he's going to send us a couple. That would be awesome. He's up in, I think, Canada. Aren't you in Canada, Superman Kev? And so anyway, so Spring
where do
Fling.
you prefer to get stickers manufactured? I actually did mine at what was that?
Vinyl Disorder.
Vinyl Disorder is where I got them last time because they were cheaper than, what's the one you use?
Sticker Mule. I use Sticker Mule to begin with. Vinyl Disorder is who she used. You can find them on Instagram. Isn't that where you found them?
No, Dan told me.
Dan told you about them. They aren't.
Ozark HD told me about it.
They have a website?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go online and upload everything and do it all.
So Superman's in the Great White North EH. Yep, he's in Canada. So if you can send us stickers from the Great White North for the boy with cancer, we'd love to have them. And let's see. What else is going on at Spring Fling for people that don't know? Do you know what else is going on there? Do you know about the bike show?
I have no idea. I know I'm taking my new bike and hopefully getting the new tire put on it that they owe me.
They owe you a tire, and we'll get that on there. So they do a bike show down at the Cat House. They also have a biker chick contest at the Cat House. They have Harley Davidson in Eureka Springs has events going on, bands, vendors, I think demo rides maybe. I could go back and look, but I've been sharing that stuff on Facebook, a bunch of stuff about it. But there will be events at the Harley dealer in Eureka Springs. There will be events at the Cat House. They are having a bike show on Saturday. I know they have, I think, a contest on Friday night and Saturday night related to the biker chick thing. And there's a Hog Wild poker run, I think, out of the Switchback on Saturday, and an after party after that at Switchback Bar, which is on you're north of Eureka Springs on 23, right there at the Missouri state line on the Arkansas side. And Andy and Carrie's putting that on. That'll be a good time. So lots of stuff going on for Spring Fling. This is our first time going, so we're super excited to be going. We're going to be hanging out with Jay, Ozark H. Datter. Yeah, Jerry's coming down from River Bluff Baggers. They will be there. A couple of them, not all of them, but JS, River Bluff, Ozark HD Riders, me and you. And I think there's some other people. I can't remember. The Badgers will be there, but they're not staying with us. They're staying with Switchback Bar people. And I think Stevie Faust and his wife may be there. I think they're trying to be there. So going to be a good time. Be a good place to come hang out. You know, the Cat House and Switchback Bar are always a good time, no matter what. Anytime, all the time, it's a good time. So I really can't, we've been there during BBB, and of course it's a big party then too, but it'll be a big party for sure. Jeff Reynolds just gave us a date, and luckily it does conflict, Jeff, with something we're already committed to, but we'll put your event out there. So Shriners Passport runs June 18th here in Central Missouri. We already committed to the big ass poker run in Kansas City.
We'll have to donate though.
We'll donate something to the Shriners. We'll get with you before we go, because we're going to be in Kansas City that weekend. Hey, there's Matt. Let's get back on course. So Spring Fling, 27th through the 1st. Ozark Rides Rally, the 5th through the 7th of May. That's at Lake of the Ozarks here in Missouri. The Lake of the Ozarks Harley Davidson dealer puts that on. They have demo trucks. This year, they've got the Globe of Death for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They'll be doing the Globe of Death. They're, hey, Jay, man, you're talking my language, buddy. So what's up, Hells? I'll get with you, Jay, but I drink bourbon mostly, but I've been drinking salty caramel from Old Smoky. And right now I'm drinking root beer whiskey with root beer soda from Old Smoky. It was one of my Valentine's presents for my Valentine. She treats me so good. She knows the way to my heart.
Anyways,
right through my liver.
Let's go on.
But Ozark Rides Rally, we will probably be there on Saturday day. We have not booked anything for any other time to be there or take a night off or anything. But we'll be there supporting that event. It's a good event, at least on Saturday. And they'll have some fun stuff going on there. They're working on building that event up. It's only the second annual one, so it's still in the growing stages. Pineapple Shine. Hey there, Stevie, with the Military Biker. Hey, Stevie. For you YouTubers that just dropped in, you can rewind this, but April's doing a benefit for a little boy with cancer, and we're looking for poker chips and stickers for content creators to give this little boy July 30th when we do this benefit. You can go back and get all the details, or we'll circle back around that in a little bit. Mid-America Freedom Rally. This is a big one for us because we have put a lot of time into this thing. If you don't know already, I am the vice chairman for the rally. April is the secretary. It's a Freedom of Road Riders event. The Freedom of Road Riders is a motorcycle rights organization here in Missouri, and this is a 33rd annual event. So we've helped with it in the past. This year, we're a little more in charge of putting it on. I've taken a lot of responsibility with it, so you better fucking like it. That's all I got to say, because I put a lot of work into it. But we got great bands for $30, $35 a night, depending on if you're an MRO member, or for a weekend, you camp. Primitive camping for like $35. 4 bands. We're going to have dyno drags. There's going to be field events. There's poker runs. There's a scavenger hunt. There's a Miss Freedom contest. There's a Miss Buckhorn contest. One is skin to win, and one is just a wet t-shirt. There's a Mr. Buckhorn art contest, or Mr. Buns, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that can be a wild time.
Yeah.
And April sticker is on the new sticker board in the toy hauler. So,
and I got the bike show. I'm in charge of bike
she
show.
does the bike show at the rally. I emceed the field events, and I manage the bands. And
I'm in charge of the bike rally and getting drunk. That's my job.
That's
this
her job.
year. That's all I'm doing.
Bike show and getting drunk. That's her responsibilities. So, but it's a really special rally because we've been doing it for 33 years as an organization, and it's always done on Memorial Day weekend. It honors our soldiers. On Sunday night, we have a salute at midnight, a Rolling Thunder salute. It's on a private campground. There's, it's put on a property that's owned by the Shriners. So the money helps support the Shriners because we rent the campground from them. And then it supports our motorcycle rights organization. And it's, I don't know if the tuner is going to be there, but I can put you in touch with him, Jay. But it's a great time. I mean, we will be partying from Thursday night to Monday morning. There are things at the Mid-America Freedom Rally that you cannot unsee. It is an adult event, about 1,000 to 2,000 people. There will be people walking around naked that probably shouldn't be, but that's just part of being free. And we try and put the free in the Freedom Rally. So as long as you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting anybody else, we really don't care what you're doing. Have a good time. Private, no, you smoke a little smoke, toke a little toke, whatever your thing is. Drink too much. As long as you don't try and ride a motorcycle drunk, we don't care. We have a medic on site, so if there's any problems, we can help take out, someone that's too drunk and make sure they're safe or whatever else. Jay says my wife and I will be there. So that'd be awesome. You're going to have a good time. We will make sure you enjoy it. So come hang out with us. Have a good time there. For a good cause. It supports our motorcycle rights organization groups here in Missouri, and it supports the Shriners, which do a lot for the kids and stuff. So it's a good time. And for $35, that's pretty cheap for 3 days of camping. If you have an RV or camper you want to bring, you need to get in there by noon on Friday and get it parked because there's no electric. There's no electric spots left, but you can bring a generator. all that kind of stuff. Hey, Bri. And, but, that's cheap. And we have a good time. There's food vendors on site. There's beer vendors on site. We have porta potties that are cleaned multiple times a day, live entertainment, stuff to do. You don't even need to leave the campground, so it's going to be a great time. We have a band called Framing the Red. If you guys haven't ever heard of them, check them out. They're a national touring act. They open up for other acts at Sturgis. So you Sturgis nuts may have seen them in the past. So anyway, they'll be opening up on Saturday, or they'll be the big shop band on Saturday night. They'll be the closing band. So we're going to have a good time with them on Saturday night. And then June 17th, 18th, and 19th is the big ass poker run. If you've seen the flyer for it, it only talks about the 18th. That's the actual $5,000 purse poker run. That also turns out to be the same day as the Shriners Passport run. But I do know Steve Bates, who does the big ass poker run, is involved in that, has told me they have some meet and greets and different things going on Friday, on Sunday morning, a breakfast thing and stuff like that. So if you can be in the Kansas City area, so Chopper Fett, if you check this out later, we're going to be up in your neck of the woods that week. And so we will go up Friday night for sure and come back Sunday morning. That's going to be a good time. He's been trying to get me up there for a year or two, and I committed to being there this year. So we're going to make that happen. And then back to April's benefit is July 30th. That's on the calendar. Anybody that can make that, we'd love to have you. Last year when we did this, when we had 50, 60 people that rode, maybe something like that total. Some started, some fell off. They couldn't do the whole thing and stuff. We'd like to make this a bigger ride, get more people involved in the riding part of it, more bikes and stuff. So Freedom Rally is listed on CycleFish. And there's my buddy Jamie. What's up, Jamie? Jamie is part of this Freedom Rally. He helps put that on. He's a good friend of ours, and he's a member of the Motorcycle Rights Organization as well. So the benefit, July 30th, Jamie, we would love to have CMA out, and help out, maybe do a bike blessing or something. That would be cool. Mm-hmm. We'll talk to Jamie about that.
Yep.
See if you got anything on your calendar, July 30th, Jamie. We're doing a benefit for a little boy with cancer in Rolla. April's putting on another one of those big benefits. So we're going to come up with lots of stuff. And then next on the list of events is September. Now, Hometown Rally is in Milwaukee, I think beginning of September. We have not committed whether we're going to that or not yet. We may try and work that in, but we just kind of see as we get closer, much vacation time we've got, things like that. But then we are committed to Bike Fest, September 15th through the 18th. We are staying at the same place we stayed last year. We've already got our rooms booked. The Badgers are going to be there. They're staying nearby. I think Sister Clutch might be coming up for that one. I'm not sure. And we have a meet and greet at the Ice Hole on the 17th, just like last year. So any content creators are going to be at Bike Fest. If you want to get with me, you're welcome to come to the meet and greet at the Ice Hole. Superman Kev says, where the heck is your address to send stickers? That address is in every YouTube video I have put out except for this live, because I haven't filled out the description for it yet. But it is P.O. Box 515, Rolla, Missouri. That's ROLLAMO 65401. Send it to Riding in the Ozarks or Firecracker on Two Wheels at that address. We'll get it. Thank you. So anyway, the meet and greet at the Ice Hole, YouTubers, content creators, welcome. Last year we had Bob and Tam's Excellent Adventures, the Badgers, Sister Clutch, Ozark HD, Bert the Biker Dog. He's a new kind of content creator, big on Instagram, starting out on YouTube a little bit in this area. If you've not seen him, he's a great guy. He'll probably be at the Freedom Rally as well. He'll definitely be at Bike Fest at the Ice Hole. He kind of lives there. So he's at the Ice Hole more than we are. And that's saying on something. So let's see. Anything else for Bike Fest? We don't have anything committed to yet.
Besides your meet and greet.
Besides my meet and greet, we'll be there. We'll be around. There may be other things. There's talk about doing an organized ride. The Badgers are talking about maybe doing that with Carl and stuff. So we'll just have to see how that works out. Mr. G, thanks for stopping by. And there's Eric. Hey, Eric.
So next is
Stubborn American.
And I can't wait. I got surprises.
She's got some surprises from some of our friends from Nebraska, Kansas area that are coming down. River Bluff Baggers. She's got something for them and for Ozark and for Sinister Clutch.
Mhm.
So
And
Stubborn
9
American for
Mills.
and 9 Mills. And
Mhm.
for those who don't know, Stubborn America is September 29th through October 1st. That's Adam Sandoval's Campground, Cave River in Moyers, Oklahoma. We went last year for the first time. It was one of our favorite events of the year. Of course, April got so drunk on Friday night that Saturday night she wouldn't drink. So we had a lot of fun Saturday morning
I'm
teasing
just gonna
her.
take an IV with me and hook myself up.
She laid in the tent Saturday morning and listened to us make fun of
It's
her.
the River Bluff Bagger's fault.
Yeah, it's Jerry's fault. Yeah, it's all Jerry's fault. I'm pretty sure you were
I know.
pushing him. So yeah, we had a great time at Stubborn America. We met JS down there. We'll be back down there for that. We've already got our camp spot reserved. Sister Clutch says he can't wait. It's going to be a good time. And then right after Stubborn American is BBB. That now BBB's kind of like anything else. It's going to be a big deal. It's Eureka Springs, Rogers. They're still haven't published like the full agenda of what's going on, when and where. They're still working on that stuff, but I know it's coming. Pig Trail Harley Davidson's on board with BBB, with Tommy on the events and the scheduling. They're going to have stuff at the Harley dealership there in Rogers and Eureka Springs. The Cat House, Jeff's going to have stuff going on there. Carrie and Andy are going to have stuff going on at the Switchback. The whole area is going to be on fire. The Hideout Rally is having their event the same weekend. So it's good. I mean, that's going to be one party from, one side of Arkansas to the other, north and south, east and from west to central. The whole area will be covered with bikes. Sinister says he's already got a spot. JS, he said he booked it last year. So they're good to go. Jay, I assume you've got your spot reserved?
He said he better.
I better get my spot. Yes, you have. You better get. We reserved ours before we even left the grounds last year. I think Eric's coming down for. Is he coming down for BBB or
Who?
Eric Albright in the Facebook?
I don't know. They're doing Bike Fest.
They're doing Bike Fest.
I don't know about.
I don't know about BBB. He was talking about maybe because of Sturgis, but so yeah. The Hideout Rally, Pig Trail, Cat House, Switchback, all that stuff is going on at BBB. That is September or October 5th through the 9th. That's the new dates. They have changed their dates this year, and that is because they changed their location. They are not in Fayetteville. They're in Rogers now. They got the hell out of Fayetteville because Fayetteville has caused so many problems and canceled on them and everything else. We have a spot. Sammy and I will be there.
Oh, I didn't know
think
that.
they were talking about maybe camping with and taking his brother's big camper thing down or something.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think they're going to be there. They're not going to be with us, but they're going to be there and we'll just catch up and hook up and ride and have a good time. Sweet. So yeah, we have a good calendar of stuff going on, man. We try and, attend as many events, support as many events, promote the lifestyle as much as we can. And that's part of why we do some of these. And we like going to them. So, yeah, they'll be at Holiday Island Campground. That's where Eric will be.
Okay.
Which is, I think, right outside of Eureka Springs, out by the lake somewhere.
Well,
yeah, and if you guys have never been to Eureka Springs area, there's some amazing riding. If you don't believe me, go back and watch some videos. Shade Tree Surgeon rode through Arkansas to get to the Stubborn American Rally, and he filmed some in the Eureka Springs area, and he talked about the roads there and the Pig Trail. And he was just like, I love these roads. I love riding out here. It's amazing riding here in the Ozarks, Missouri and Arkansas side. We have great roads everywhere. Sometimes the pavement's not great. I mean, some are under repair and you got to watch your roads. But as far as the scenery, the twisty roads, we have some really great riding. We love Arkansas, the Boston Mountains, Ozark Hills. And so it's a good time for us. We have a good time. We encourage anybody to come check out these events in these areas and stuff and hang out with us. Now, for anybody that got in late and didn't hear about her event, we'll get a quick recap and get the sticker thing out there again.
All right. Do I have to do everything?
No.
Okay. So I'm just going to go in. The little boy is 10 years old. He has a very aggressive rare cancer. They label it as RMS. Every time they do scans on him, they find more spots. Even after doing treatments, they're just keep going and going. So we helped on, or we went on a benefit for this little boy last year. But you know, $10,000 on medical bills don't go that far. So I decide I'm very sensitive on these things. So, but so I decide I want to do another benefit or put on another benefit for this little boy. So we're looking for stickers, poker chips, or anything that any YouTuber would like to send, because we'd like to present that stuff for him to keep, things for him to remember.
Raising money is great for the family, but we want him to have something
right
he can remember for years, this event, when he looks at it.
We are going to have a poker run. I've got 2 stops. I just haven't figured out where we're going, when, and what, and for sure all the stops. We have our friend owns the All Out Dino Drags. If I did it on July 30th, he is bringing the All Out Dino Drags and doing that all for free for us. So, which is a pretty big deal, I feel, because it costs a lot to get them to go to an event, and he's donating it all. We are going to try to have silent auction, live auction things. I've started reaching out to places. I've reached out to even the St. Louis Cardinals, the St. Louis Blues. I'm going to send out letters to anywhere I can, try to get donations. I want to try to make this as big as I can to help this family. And probably for food wise, we're going to probably have try to get a food truck there to make it easier, so we don't have to worry about that. Last time that kind of,
we had to cook.
I had to find people at the last minute. Luckily, my parents were in town and my dad did the cooking for us. But we haven't decided. We will have a bartender there. She volunteered to bartend for free for us. I do have to pay for the insurance for the Moose to have a bartender back there. So no big deal, but she volunteered. Instead of me having to pay her, she would volunteer to do it. So we just thought about, maybe trying to have karaoke or a band after that. And anybody that would like to come join us, we'd love to have you. We are going to try to find, I'm going to talk to a motel for people coming out of town about if we can get any discounted rates on rooms or anything, in case anybody would need one to come stay instead of going back.
You didn't tell them what All Out Dino Drags really is, though. They might not know what that is.
Well, you tell them what it is. I'm sweating.
You're sweating. Okay.
You got me talking.
I got her hot.
I'm nervous.
I got her hot on YouTube. So if you guys don't know what All Out Dino Drags is, it was a business that was in Indiana, and a friend of ours who lives close to us here in Central Missouri actually bought the business from the guy in Indiana. And what it is it's a cargo trailer with the sides cut out, and you ride your bike up into the cargo trailer crossways, perpendicular to the length of the trailer, and the sides flop out, and he's got a ramp that comes out, and the sides are all open. So you put 2 bikes in there, the trailer's opened up, and they put a race tree out front, and you're setting on a dyno machine like you would tune a bike with, but it's set up for racing. So they calculate the weight of your bike, put it in the computer. The wheel puts more resistance for a heavier bike to make it fair. So your weight counts and everything else would be simulating a real racing experience. They run down the race tree lights. When they turn green, you get on it and you race your buddy, and the computer calculates your speeds for like 0 to 60, 1/8 mile, 1/4 mile, whatever it is, different feet, all that kind of stuff. And you find out who's got the fastest bike between you and whoever you're racing, and you're strapped in a trailer. You're not going to wreck your bike. You're not going to, blow out a tire and go down and get hurt or anything like that. Everything's strapped in, secured. They've got fans on the motors to help keep them cool. It's a very professional, real setup. They have
a Facebook page. You can go look them up on Facebook, All Out Dino Drags.
Yeah. He's got videos on there what he's been doing. He's been doing Harley dealers for the last 6 months, except for in the winter, but he's doing Harley dealerships, bike nights, different events on the weekends and stuff. So it's a really cool deal, and it's a really big deal that he's donating that to us for the benefit. I think it's normally $3,000 locally to get him to do something. If
That
you're
was
further
a discount for us at the
Right.
Freedom Rally, but it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, because if he has to travel and pull all that with the price of fuel and everything else, can a pair of trikes get on it? I don't know, but he has a Facebook page. So if you do Facebook, you can message him and find out. You can check out his schedule and see where he's going to be. I know he's going to be in St. Louis sometime soon at Docks, I think, is one of the dealerships and stuff that's happening. But we can find out if he can do trikes or not.
Yes, Jamie, we have to get the flyer the flyer out. I'm going to work on that this week and try to get it. I do have the Facebook page going on it. And I've shared it out, but it's also, I think I've named it Aiden Green Benefit. But we didn't actually know it was right before Sturgis, but then somebody brought it up, but All Out Dino offered to bring it on that weekend. So I'm like, let's go for it. So
Evil Rick, I think he has a regular website too for All Out Dino. I just don't think it gets
updated as much.
Right. Cause you have to pay somebody to update the face or the website more so, but he has contact information on there. I'm sure you can send him an email and ask. And if I see him, I'll ask him, which I will see him because he is also involved in putting on the Freedom Rally. So,
and if anybody knows anywhere that they think I should write to, because I'm going to try to write to as many people as I can for donation. If you know of somewhere you think I should, let me know. Get me the information and I will send a letter to try to get a donation. Or if you know someone and you want to ask them for me, that would be great too.
We'll take all the help we can get.
I'll take any help I can get. If anybody wants to come and volunteer to help with anything, hey, feel free. I would be excited about that.
We went to a benefit in a smaller town than where we're at, for someone, and they raised over $100,000. The gentleman had cancer and he died like a week before the benefit, but people showed up in droves and supported it, and they raised $100,000 to help his wife and kids and stuff. And we're not expecting to make that kind of money.
No way.
But
I was shocked when on our last benefit, I bawled because I was thinking $5,000 or $6,000, and then it ended up being right under $15,000 that we raised for that family, and I put my heart and soul into it. And this time I'm getting started a lot earlier than I did last time, and it means a lot to me to do this for the family.
So FPS wants to know, how's that Sport Glide?
That Sport Glide is great.
See how she smiles when she talks about the Sport Glide? If I could get her to smile like that when she's talking about me, I would sleep better at night. So tell them what you just got in the mail. You haven't even got to open it yet. You want me to go get it?
No. I got my crash bars for my saddlebags in.
So if you're a Sport Glide person, you will know there is only one place in the world that makes rear crash bars for the Sport Glide to cover those clamshell bags. And it's a guy out of Poland, and we just got them all going to Spring Fling in Eureka. Absolutely. If you get a chance, King Arthur, you can run back and check that out. Probably 10, 15 minutes in, we start talking about the events that are coming up. Spot is booked for Stubborn American. Good job, Jay. But yeah, we're going to Spring Fling. We're going to Ozark Rides Rally, Freedom Rally, Big Ass Poker Run, Bike Fest, Stubborn America, BBB, and our event that she's putting on July 30th, the benefit we're doing for the little boy. Hey, Will, what's up, buddy? How's Vegas? Hey, there's Outback, man. Thank you for the gift pack. I don't know a better way to describe it. We got little
I'm still in one of those keychains.
Little keychains. We got all kinds of little goodies from Australia, man. Thank you so much. You did not have to do that, but that was an amazing surprise.
Well, and we got stickers of his. You got to pull a sticker out for our benefit.
Yeah, we Outback. We're doing a benefit for a little boy again this year. I know you remember when we did one last year. We're doing one for a different little boy. The boy we did for last year is in remission. He's doing well. So we've got another little boy that's not doing well. And we're doing a benefit for him, and we're going to do another sticker board and get stickers. But you don't have to mail one because you sent me extra in that pack, and I will just use one of them for him. So April finally going to be riding places and having to behave with drinking.
I'm actually pretty good when I'm riding my own.
When she rides her own, she behaves with drinking. When she's riding on the back with me, she does whatever she wants.
And I really don't I haven't got that bad
You
lately.
last
I
time
used to,
last time you got drunk, really drunk, was Stubborn American.
and
That
I
was-
wasn't on the bike.
Nope. So you might need a patch from the Freedom Rally. If you know a guy, I can get one from. We will see if we can't hook you up with that. They're definitely being made. We've seen them. We've got the design. We haven't seen the finished product, but there will be Freedom Rally patches this year.
Yeah, we upped our amount too.
Everything's gone up. No, we didn't raise the price at the gate.
we got ordered more.
Yeah, we ordered more patches because
we ran out last year.
So, what else we want to talk about? Your Sport Glide? We got to go for a ride when? Last weekend?
I've rode it like 3 times is all, because we had a family vacation and all that. We're going riding tomorrow. But I love it. It's just really nice. It's really smooth, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, actually out back, I bought a paid subscription for StreamYard, so I am streaming to Facebook, my YouTube channel, and her YouTube channel. According to my YouTube channel, there's 17 people. According to StreamYard,
mine says 19.
She's got more people on her channel watching it than my channel.
No, I'm watching it through your channel.
Oh, you're watching? Okay, well that's
through YouTube.
Well, it says 18 there, 19 there now, but it says 32 over here. I don't know how many people we got, but we love you all for joining us. Thank you. Having a good time. So out back, man, if you decide you're coming to America sometime in the next 12 months, let us know when. We'll have to find a way to hook up.
Or maybe we should just go there next year for vacation.
Maybe so, but I need to, get a passport, and so do you.
I don't have a problem getting a passport besides just going to get it.
Hopefully they'll let me in the country. They don't check my background too close.
You missed it.
What happened?
It's a text message.
No. Where are you guys riding tomorrow? I don't know.
Is he in there?
I don't know.
Watching us?
I don't know if Nick's watching us. He might be watching us. I don't see any comments.
We're trying to miss him.
But Hat's not local. I missed that one. But anyway. So, yeah, I don't know where Nick's at, but hopefully he's watching us. Tell him we're on YouTube. Get his ass online.
That he must have seen it on YouTube
He must
to text me to know we were riding tomorrow.
Now he's calling. Oh, that's Gridhound.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now he's trying to get on the stream through text. So, yeah, I don't know where we're. I didn't realize his screen name came as Gridhound. It's a friend of ours. I didn't realize who it was, but I knew they had to know you. But she's got to do a little bit of work at the Moose tomorrow, so we don't know exactly what we're riding, when, and where. But we got to get that problem solved.
And yeah, I've been very busy with moving out of my house. That's a mess. And so
she's been moving. She is still working at the Moose on Sundays. She worked today overtime for her regular job at a different location. So that's been stepping in the way of riding some. Last weekend,
but the weather sucked too.
Yeah,
we took my grandsons and my parents and my brother and my niece and my daughter, and we all went to Branson for 4 days. And but the moving is the main thing. Is trying to. You never realize how much crap you build up. I mean, and I had a lot, and I've thrown a lot of stuff away.
That's good.
But no, I did not move in with Mike.
Not yet.
But yes, it was time to move from where I was. And so I actually moved into my parents' basement right now. They're gone to Kansas City for my dad's work, so I can watch their house for now. And so.
Yep.
That's it.
Jay said he subscribed to your channel. Outback said, tell the people to hit the thumbs up. Well, man, you tell them, buddy. Come on over here to say hello. We would love to, brother. We would love to. Outback has been a member of my channel for 13 months now, man. Sweet. 9mm James was the very first one, I think, and then Ozark HD Riders and Outback to be a member of the channel.
Your first?
No,
member.
I'm
not a member.
You're
yeah,
not a member.
I ain't paying you money.
You're not supporting the channel. You're supporting the channel a lot of other ways, like putting up with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we appreciate everybody supporting the channel, though. But if we ever get a chance to come over there, we definitely will. And Jay said he subbed to your channel. He thought he was, but it wasn't, so he is now. Do you have to? Are you sub to Jay? You have to check it out.
I think I did the other day when you told me
About his video.
I
liked his intro. He pulled the camera out of the box and said, "Hey, there you guys are. Where the fuck you been?"
You're not even listening.
So, anyway, do we want to let somebody else join in? Sure. Anybody want to get in? That's Outback? Fine. Do you want to get in, or AB, or Scouts? Or anybody still there? I don't remember, honey. Let me get an invite. Outback. You did not need to do that, man. You already support the channel, but thank you so much. Copy to the clipboard. Okay. So we're going to open this up to the Let's Drink and Free for All, talk motorcycles, talk shit, talk whatever. So there is a link to the StreamYard. Dim said he'll get in. River Bluff Baggers just posted something here. Just got on to say hi. I'm at work, so we'll watch later. Ride safe, friends. We've been talking about you, Jerry. Just telling you, if that's sure Jerry, have. Neil, I don't know which one of you. It could be Preacher Man. I don't know which one of them guys it is, but one of them. But we've been talking about the good time we're going to have at Stubborn American. So we got April got a new video out today. We got her crash bars for her bike. If you hadn't seen the video, somebody had put a car horn on her Sport Glide, and it was in the way of putting the crash bars on because it was so big. So we replaced it with a $9 horn from Amazon that's actually louder than the one that was on there when we tested it later. It got up to 110 decibels. It's Tom. How about Spring Fling? Hey, Tom, we talked about Spring Fling. We're going to be there. You're coming down with Jerry, right? Neil's not coming, but you are, I believe is the word I heard. So that'd be awesome. We're looking forward to seeing you. And Eric wants to know when's the next big ride local. We haven't planned one. We're looking at the schedule. We've got Freedom Rally meetings on third Saturdays of the month. That gets in the way. And then I got to look and see what else. We might do something the 23rd. We haven't decided. There's also American Flat Track races at I-70 Speedway the 23rd. So might want to go do that. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll try and get something planned this month because it is time to ride. I think the link I got is bad. I get a 404. Let's try this again then. So copy it to clipboard. Post it. Did anybody else try the link? There it is. Nice. Let us know. Jay said, Outlaw, get them healed up, brother. Tom's coming. So Hog Rider. Yeah, if you didn't see, you probably didn't see. Did you see Outback's post about his legs?
No.
He went fishing. Apparently, he forgot to wear long pants. He got like second-degree sunburn on his legs. Like medical attention needed.
Wow.
Burnt the shit out of him. No, that's Jay-Z. That's
I know.
JS.
I have.
She can't find you, JS.
Maybe it'll send me a message saying he subscribed to me, and then
you can go back, track him that way. She'll stalk him out that way. So, hey, Scouse, Hells, AB, River Bluff. Yeah, I don't know who else left, but somebody let me know if that link's working or not working. All right. And if you're drinking tonight, tell us what you're drinking with us. I am drinking root beer whiskey with root beer. What else? I mean, what goes good with root beer besides root beer? Will said it was 95 in Vegas. All right, I think we got Dimsey here. We'll see if we can put him in. If anybody else wants to get in, come on in. There's room for more. I got a paid subscription, so I don't know how many we can get on, but we'll put them on. Dimsey, you there?
I think so. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How's the audio? I'm using a headset this time around.
Not bad. I can hear you. I might need to turn my speakers up a little bit, but I hear you
Uh,
okay. Can
how's
you
that?
guys all hear them? Hey, there's Rick, and Rick is drinking rum and coke. That sounds like a good drink, brother. IA Hog Rider has got a PBR. I'm guessing Dempsey's probably not drinking anything special.
Nope, not after that Captain Morgan night. I had enough of that.
So anyway, let's see. So how's the KLR build coming?
It's coming. I've got it pretty well ready. Did a test run last weekend on it. Said to fix a few minor things, and just waiting for parts that are on back order to not be on back order, so I can get it finished.
That's terrible, ain't it? It takes a while to
It's
get stuff in.
it's very terrible.
I was pretty impressed how fast we got this stuff from Poland. I think I ordered it less than a month ago, and he said 4 to 6 weeks, and it came in the mail this week. So I was
Oh
actually pretty
wow.
impressed. And from the time he finished it and shipped it, we got notification. It took like a week to get here from Poland. So I was pretty
Huh.
amazing. Hey, Scott, when are the flat track races? I think they are the 23rd of this month at Odessa. So American flat track races at Odessa, Missouri. I think it's the 23rd. If I didn't share it on Facebook, I will. So if you follow me on Facebook, check it out there. Maybe I can save, if they've got a flyer or something, maybe I can save it and post it on YouTube on my community page as well. We haven't decided if we're going to that yet or not, but I went to the flat track races at the Springfield Mile a few years ago, took Firecracker. We went with a friend. We had a great time. Is anybody else in here a flat track racing fan? Dimsy, have you ever been to any flat track races?
No, actually I haven't, but them guys are a little bit nuts, I think.
Well, they are nuts. I've got a friend named Charlie Mosteller. He was in a stream here a while back, stopped in for a second. He didn't get online, but he was just in the chat and stuff. But a lot of them are missing parts of their fingers because they used to drag the
Oh,
handlebars through the dirt. That's how far they'd lean them over.
wow.
So thanks, Jamie, for stopping in, man. Take care and God bless, brother.
Mike,
My solo seat took longer than that, and it was coming from New Jersey. I believe it. So, but yeah, the flat tracker guys, man, they're crazy. They get down on that thing, but it's a lot of fun to watch. And
Oh, yeah.
Indian has built that FTR 750 specifically for racing. It's not a production bike, and they have been dominating the flat track world for the last 4 years.
Nice.
So, but finally, somebody this year took a podium on a Harley because I mean they've been like all Indian over Kawasaki, everybody. They've been just killing everybody. But one of the guys managed to take a podium on an XG 750, I think, here recently.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's kind of a big deal in the flat track world. It's hurt flat track racing actually because people want to root for brands or different things, and when everybody's riding an Indian,
Oh,
then it also hurts Indian because they
yeah.
pay a like a bonus for somebody winning on their bike. Well, when everybody's riding their bike, they really don't have an incentive to pay a bonus because they don't have to because people are riding their bikes because that's the only way they win. So now they have less incentive to pay the bonus. So it's hurting the whole racing community with them being quite that dominant. So
Yeah.
they're working on that. Flat Track's working on that. The vendors are working on that, trying to come up with something. And hopefully Harley will, they're putting some money back into it. So hopefully they can get something more competitive. They set on the Sportster and the XG and stuff for a long time. So get that revamped.
Mike, do you oh, come on. Do you use OBS?
No, I don't. I just use StreamYard straight out.
Okay. Well, I was trying to get my picture up there, and I cannot find the thing to go live on this.
JS wants to see the new Sportster against the FTR. The Sportster SJ or the new one that's coming out, the 975. The Sportster S is horsepower-wise competitive with the FTR. I would like to see somebody set up a drag race with those babies. I know a guy with an FTR. He's in the chat. No, he doesn't.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know he was in the chat.
No, you didn't know Scott was in the chat?
No.
He asked when the flat track
Is
races
he coming to our benefit?
I don't know, Scott. Are you coming to the benefit? Were you in earlier and catch all that? July 30th. We got a benefit in Raleigh, Scott. So get down here. Another little boy with cancer. We're gonna hook him
Get
up
a
with
motel room.
get a motel room and come hang out. She said it'd be like the Ozark Rides rally last year. We might drink a little too much that night, but we were at the motel. So Jay wants to see the Sportster S go up against the FTR, and they are really tight for horsepower and performance numbers. So that would be a really good run. Now on a road course, I think the FTR might take it because it's got better suspension, more travel, more ground clearance. But, in a drag race, it would be really tight. I think it'd come down to the rider. And that really, in racing, a lot of it does come down to the rider. So if you guys have watched the channel for over a year, you may have seen a video where a friend from high school contacted me and said, hey, if you really want to ride an FTR, I've got one. And he let me take it out and ride it for a couple hours. Well, that would be this guy in the chat that we're talking to, SA Rider. So yours, part of your picture.
Yeah, it's not being my friend.
Well, what the deal is because of the, I think the layout here. See if I can change this. There you go.
Okay. Well, now you're smaller though, and I feel bad.
No, I don't care. I'm small. I'd like to be smaller than I am. It wouldn't hurt me to be 20 pounds smaller.
Same here. That's something else I tried. I'm trying to get the other one to work because it'll actually fit to the screen, but for some reason, it's not working.
Anybody else in the chat, JS, SA Rider, Outback, River Bluff, anybody wants to join in the chat, man, hit that link. Professional Monkey is on my live stream. What the hell? I don't think, I know who Professional Monkey is, but I didn't think he knew who I was. So everybody give him a big round of applause, man. I have been found by the Professional Monkey. So, hey, TJ, man, I follow your channel some, watch you when I can. Appreciate what you and your club do. And I know you're from St. Louis. So I think we talked once, maybe on Facebook or somewhere or something about Jimmy Lentz because you comment in a video about how when Jimmy was in the hospital and stuff. Of course, I know who you are. Well, it makes me feel pretty special. But yeah, Jimmy's an old friend of mine and stuff. So I appreciate you giving him a shout out and supporting him. So Miss Monkey is in the chat too. That's his wife.
I can't find him.
You can't find JS.
It comes up JZ, even though I'm putting JS in there.
So we'll find JS. We'll find him later. We'll go. I'll send you a link to his channel because I've subbed to JS. So, Mr. Monkey, man, you want to get in the stream? We'd love to have you. I'll put a link out there again. I put one out there earlier. I've never got to be in a live stream with Professional Monkey. I've watched a few of them. Miss Monkey, anybody that wants to get in, we're just having a drink. I got root beer whiskey with root beer soda. What you drinking, honey?
I'm drinking Old Smoky Amaretto with sweet and sour and cherries.
She's doing an Amaretto sour. So we've just been talking about events and stuff. We're with the little one tonight. Well, cool. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Outback said I would join, but I'm eating some breakfast. Well, that's okay. We don't care. Everybody's got to eat. You better get shots ready. That's what River Bluff says. You better get shots ready. What shots were you doing?
The peach moonshine.
Oh, that moonshine that they brought.
I didn't do that much moonshine. Mine was just self-inflicted.
They brought the moonshine. I watch the monkeys just don't comment. Well, you got fans in here, Mr. Monkey. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Hope you guys are all doing well down there in Florida. We haven't got to get down that way. It's a little far for us. I've still got one in high school, and she's got one in high school. So that kind of cuts down to long distance traveling. The last big trip we did long distance for a long time was Sturgis a couple years ago, but we haven't got to do that. We were going to do that this year, but that will be about the same week my daughter goes off to college. So we put that on hold this year, but we'll hopefully get that in next year. And
no, because then my daughter might be going to college.
She might be, but we'll figure it out. Your daughter's situation is a little different than my daughter. That's true. So Anyway, it's JS. It's way too loud for here for me to join live. Oh, you must be somewhere that's noisy in the background. So, Professional Monkey Man, anything been going on? I know you've been working on the build and stuff. That's been looking pretty cool. I know Scouts was in here earlier, but I don't know if he's still with us. Dimsy's, are you still there, Jordan?
Yep.
Okay, your picture went off, so I didn't know if I lost you.
Oh.
That's okay.
No, I was fucking with this thing. I'm about to give up on it and just do this.
So,
again.
Professional Monkey, since you're in here, you missed the part earlier. We're gonna repeat this part for you because we do not have any Professional Monkey stickers, and we're not asking for ourselves. I don't know if you have stickers, but I'm guessing you might have some. We're gonna do a benefit in July, and you will appreciate this. Last year, April picked a little boy that had right after Christmas, we found out he had cancer, and she put on a benefit for his family, and we raised $14,000 for this little boy with cancer last year. And then we helped another group with the benefit for another little boy with cancer. The first boy that she did the benefit is in remission, but the other little boy is not doing as well. And he's on experimental treatment, and this is kind of like their last effort of things they can do. So we're doing a benefit for his family July 30th. And when we did the first one, we did a sticker board, and we asked all of our friends that were content creators to send us stickers, and we gave them to the little boy with a board with an inspirational saying on it. And we gave it to him like the night of the benefit. And within an hour, when he got home, he'd put all the stickers on it. And they sent us a picture of it and stuff. But we wanted them, when you do benefits like this, a lot of times the family gets money, they get things and stuff. It's not so much that the little boy has something to keep to remember it by if they, get to hopefully grow old and remember it. So the sticker board was something we did for the little boy, and we're going to do that for this little boy. So we're looking for stickers from content creators to give him a sticker board, poker chips, whatever you got, but we want to give him something very meaningful and personal to himself besides what we're doing for the family for the benefit. So yeah, if you got stickers, we'd love to have them. And I know that would be the kind of thing that you'd be down with because of the organization you're with. I won't call it out because he doesn't talk about it on his channel, but I know what it is. So anyway, that'd be really cool. We appreciate it. I'll put my P.O. box stuff here in the comments. It's usually in all my videos. You can make it out to Riding in the Ozarks or Firecracker on 2 wheels. Broke it up when I hit enter, so sorry, I was trying to do 2 lines. But P.O. Box 515, Rolla, Missouri 65401. If you got stickers or poker chips or anything else, that would be great. You know what we haven't talked about? We haven't talked about my video today.
Okay.
I was up till 4 a.m. getting a video done because I found something that nobody else has found on Harley Davidson's website about a new model of motorcycle. So I wanted to be the first one to get it out there. So I'm running on like 3.5 hours sleep. But if you guys haven't seen the video from today, Harley Davidson has a model number tied to a parts and accessory that indicates they're going to make a 975 Pan American besides the 1250. They're going to also be coming out with a 975 version. The video talks a little bit about the Sportster 975 that's coming out Tuesday. But I also show the part where I found the numbers for the RA 975. Well, they say 965S and 975, but I'm thinking the 965S was a typo and it's supposed to be 975S. So it looks like they're going to come out with a special and a standard version of a Pan America in a 975cc displacement sometime in the future, which I think is really cool because when they were first leaking the specs about this and it was a 1250, I said they should make more of a mid-sized adventure bike because that's a really hot market right now, and it looks like they're working on that. Yeah, like you said, it makes sense. Everyone says you need a lightweight adventure bike. I've got a DR650, and they're not going to get that light, but the lighter they can get it, I think more popular it'll be for the people that really want to get off the pavement. And that Jordan is pretty familiar with that kind of stuff. What do you think, Jordan?
I can tell you the middleweight adventure bikes are, after owning one, I really wish I wouldn't have sold it.
You had you talking about the 850?
Yeah, I had a 2016 F800. I just
Yeah.
about bought a 2015 2 days ago. It come across the auction block, and it was an adventure model, and we just couldn't come together on the price.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes sense. I mean, I don't, you guys tell me what you think about this. I'm going to tell you, Jay asked any word on the MSRP on the 975. So I don't have anything official, but this is how I look at it. And I think how Harley Davidson will look at it. The Sportster S is 15 grand. The 975 is going to be less than that. But if you look at the competition, and the American competition is the Indian Scout, and an Indian Scout with ABS is $12,400 before surcharges and everything else. So I don't see any way Harley Davidson is going to sell a bike and undercut Indian. They'll be priced maybe competitively, but not like seriously undercut them. So I said the price is going to be $12,500 to $13,000, somewhere in there. I'd like an Africa Twin. Anything better? Well, Jordan, that's probably more up your alley than mine. You've rode more adventure bikes than I have. But Bob and Tam are in the chat tonight, man. We got all kinds of celebrities in here. I heard about that last year. Wasn't sure if they were ever going to come out with it anytime soon. Well, I found part numbers that indicate that it looks like it's coming to fruition. So, Jordan, what do you think about an Africa Twin?
Funny enough, I've been looking at middleweight adventure bikes again. I was gandering at one the other day. I rode, gosh, what year was that? I don't know. I rode the first generation one, I don't know, a year ago. I didn't like it enough to buy it, but I think the Twins is probably the most aggressive and awesome looking bike for the middleweights. I haven't rode the new ones yet. I know the old ones, like the gauges, are kind of hard to see in the sunlight.
They fixed some of that on the 2020. Or the
Probably.
2022. They did. I did a video on the New Bike Mike
Oh
channel.
yeah. Oh, that's right.
So they fixed some of that. They also they changed some of the like gearing for low speed maneuvers to make it a little more handleable, a little easier to manage at low speed. So they did some stuff there, and that's specifically for the DCT model.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Other than that, not a lot of changes to it this year. But I don't know. I think the Africa Twin is a great option.
It is.
Probably especially for the price. But, in America, if you look at the dealer network, which is a big part of why a lot of people buy what they buy, Honda is the only dealerships that outnumber Harley Davidson in the United States. There are more Honda dealers than there are Harley Davidson dealers. The problem with Honda dealers are they vary a lot in what they cover and how qualified they are to maintain it. A lot of them are power sports dealers, and they focus more on four-wheelers and ATVs, and some have motorcycles and some have very little motorcycles, and then some have a lot more motorcycles than they have ATVs, depending on if they're in a metro area or a rural area. And so, I don't know that the aspect that worries me there is how well the techs are trained on everything Honda sells or makes.
Right.
Jay said if he got one, it'd have to be a DCT. Toby said came for the monk and loved the description. Well, thank you. So thanks for subscribing. Monkey, I would say, have you ever rode a DCT model of anything by Honda? If you haven't, you should check it out, because I got to ride the 1100 Rebel DCT. Jordan actually was with me that day, and I was pretty amazed by it. It does not take long to get used to the automatic. You can still paddle shift, so you can still shift if you want to. You just don't have a clutch. But for slow speed maneuvers, that thing was really, really easy to manage. I think the DCT is a great option for people, especially that have a physical disability or something like that. So I like the DCT for certain things. I mean, I think it really does have a place. Well, if you get a chance, go out to a Honda dealer and tell you want to ride something with the DCT just to try it out. Run it down the road for 10 minutes and back, and it's just interesting. It's different. It's really not that hard to get used to. I didn't think. I mean, I've never rode an automatic bike in my life until I rode the Rebel, but it didn't slow me down. None did, Jordan.
No. So I did some research actually on the DCT myself. The only thing that scared me was reliability of it. But I've seen a couple Africa Twin guys with, you know, over 100 or near 100,000 miles with no bad effects. From what I can tell, if you're not familiar with the dirt bike world, they got a thing called a recluse clutch. It's literally turns your bike into a DCT. You can come to, like the little four wheelers that you could shift manually and come to a stop.
We have a friend with a Harley with a DC with a recluse clutch in it.
Yeah.
So a local guy, Matt Simpson, was hit by a car and it screwed up his left side. So he can hardly use his left arm, and he can, but he has very, very, very limited mobility in his left side altogether. And he put a recluse clutch in a Harley so he could get back to riding. And he rides it, but with a recluse clutch. But he is interested in like a live wire type bike that's automatic or a DCT or something like that.
Gotcha.
Because he knows he's going to get worse and worse, and it's going to be harder and harder for him. So he thinks going to something like a live wire or electric motorcycle of some kind will help prolong how long he can continue to ride. So I think the DCT makes a lot of sense for people with disabilities, problems, maybe, people that have been in an accident and can't use their left hand or their left foot or something like that. And I think it does make sense in the ADV world, maybe more so than the street even. They were selling them clutches packs in Sturgis. Black Hills Harley was installing them. The Recluse, yeah. We've got a friend that put one in his Road Glide that's got a Trask turbo on it. Yeah, I haven't got to ride that yet. I'm supposed to. I've been like a year. I'm supposed to be doing that and have not done it. And he's going to let me ride his new Road Glide with the Trask turbo set up on it. So I need to get that video done. That would maybe be a good video to do. It'd be my first time riding a Road Glide too. I've never rode one.
Really?
I avoided riding them because he said I could ride his, and I want his to be the first one.
So you're going to tell me the guy that's into Harleys vastly more than I am has never rode a Road Glide, but the guy that's always on adventure bikes and anything but a Harley has ridden multiple Road Glides.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm not really a fixed fairing guy. I never really had a desire to ride it. But if you're going to let me ride one with the turbo, then yeah, I'm not going to say no. So Smitty said, "Hey guys, sorry out and about, but had to pop in and say hi." Thanks, Smitty, man. Good to see you. And Bob and Tam, it's good to see you guys too. I was talking about you a little bit earlier. We were talking about doing a meet and greet at the Ice Hole again for Bike Fest. I don't know if you guys are coming back anytime soon, but we will be back at the Ice Hole. I mentioned that you guys were there last year, and all content creators that are coming to Bike Fest are welcome to come to the meet and greet and hang out and stuff. But also, since you're on here, I just told Monkey and some of them about it. We talked about it earlier in the stream, but April's doing a benefit for a little boy with cancer, July 30th. And we've done something like this last year for a little boy. And we did what we called a sticker board. And we asked all of our friends that were content creators to send us stickers. And we made a board up with an inspirational saying on it for him. And then we gave him the stickers and let him decorate the board. So he had a kind of a personal keepsake from the event and stuff. And we're going to do that for this little boy that we're doing the benefit for July 30th this year. So if you guys have some stickers and you'd like to send us some stickers, you let me know. I put my address in the chat earlier. It's also in the description of all my YouTube videos, except for this live, because it doesn't autofill them out. But I can get it to you. And if you want to send us some stickers, we'd love to have them for the sticker board.
I'll probably have some more stickers made. One of my old ones that I made from Sticker Mule has been on the back of a car since I got it over a year ago, and it's held up really nice. And I'm like, I'll buy more of them, I think.
Cool.
So,
if anybody wants to get in the stream, I'm going to throw the link out here again. I know Monkey said they were with the kid and couldn't get in, and Jay said he was somewhere loud. But if Bob and Tam want to get in, or if Outback is finished with his breakfast and he wants to get in, Yes, I know July 30th is the weekend before Sturgis. Unfortunately, we had to do July 30th because somebody is donating a Dino Drag event, service to the event. They're going to do Dino Drags for free. And that was the only weekend they were not booked all summer. So when they said they would donate their time, their trailer, their crew, and everything else for free, if we could do it on July 30th, we said sure. Now we could make that work because that was one of the 2 weekends we were looking at. We were originally looking at the 23rd, trying to stay away from Sturgis, but it is what it is, and that's when we're doing it.
I'd bring the old KLR up.
Bring the KLR up. Maybe if you bring the KLR up, I'll bring the DR up.
Now that would be pretty fun actually, because I don't think my big whopping 37 horsepower or whatever my bike puts out will do much of anything.
Well, I'll tell you what. You bring the KLR up, and I'll get the DR down there. For those of you that might not know, I have a DR 650, and Jordan has a KLR 650, and we've rode off-road some together and stuff. But I think doing a dyno drag between two one lung dual sport bikes would be kind of cool. So Professional Monkey says dyno drags are a blast. Professional Monkey, have you ever seen all out dyno drags out of Indiana? If you have, because that's the only one I know of, I think there's another one. But if you've seen all out dyno drags, a friend of ours actually bought that business. So somebody just got a couple of shots of moonshine for Firecracker. Thank you, Jerry. My boy Jerry is in the house. River Bluff Baggers will be at Spring Fling. We'll save that $20 and we'll be doing that at Spring Fling at the house. Because JS is going to be staying with us at the house in Spring Fling, and River Bluff Baggers and Ozarks HD Riders. So we're going to have us a good old time, Jay. So El Loco, Bob, and Tam just put out a good video on Legend Shocks. Well, I have not. I'm actually doing suspension, but I've already bought it. I considered Legends, but I went a different route, and that'll be coming out in the video. Kind of why? Not that I have anything against Legends. I just did something different for different reasons that I'll be talking about in the video. But I'm getting ready to do shocks on my bike, front and back. So Dyno did my drag my Springer years ago versus my best pals Valkyrie in St. Louis. He kicked my ass. I forgot. I got to do more live streams because I forgot I could put these in there. I don't have to read them out. Yeah. I can put them in there and then everybody else can read them on the screen. So, yeah, there's a guy out of Indiana called All Out Dyno Drags, and he sold the business last year to a friend of mine that lives 30 miles from us. So All Out Dyno Drags is now based out of Missouri. He's going to be doing dyno drags at Docks and at Moonshine Harley Davidson, I think, and some other places. He's got a list of places he's been doing and stuff. So he's going to do our event for us for free, donate his time. So that's part of why we're doing it the 30th. But I've never done a dyno drag, but I have a feeling I'm going to be doing it Labor Day week or Memorial Day weekend at the Freedom Rally. You know, Professional Monkey, you used to live in St. Louis. Did you ever make it to the Mid-America Freedom Rally in Buckhorn, Missouri? It's been going on 33 years. So I know you haven't been in Florida that long, I don't think. So anyway, we are actually involved in putting on the Mid-America Freedom Rally this year and stuff in Buckhorn for Freedom of Road Riders. That's how I know Jimmy Lentz is from 4. And so if you ever feel like coming back to Missouri and hanging out, that'd be a good time. Buckhorn or the Rat Run. We like to do the Rat Run too. I know you know what the Rat Run is if you lived in St. Louis. You probably know who Joe Sparrow is. So do we. Joe's I would say a friend now. I've met him a few times. We had mutual friends and stuff, but Joe is the guy that created the Rat Run. Love the Rat Run. That's right. That is a good time.
What was it that we didn't go last year for? We had something else.
The Rat Run is in October.
We had something that weekend.
We couldn't go. So K River. Yeah, that's the same weekend as Rat Run.
Is it the Rat Run still because Saturday the 1st, or will they move it to there?
Well, they'll probably.
We'll be going there anyways.
It's going to interfere with Stubborn American or with BBB now, one or the other. We've done the Rat Run for years. Joe Sparrow's a great guy. Love him to death. If you guys don't know who Joe Sparrow is, you should look him up. There's a video by, I think, Motorcycle Missions where they interview him. He's millions of miles on motorcycles. He's a freaking legend. This is no other way to put it. Joe is amazing. The rat run got started. It was called the Gas and Go or something like that originally because they'd put like gas in this rat rod that he got. And motorcycle he bought off of a customer that was passing through, and it was kind of a rat bike. And they would put gas in it, and then he would tape it shut, and they would ride it till it broke down or ran out of gas on like a bar hop run. Well, that's how it originally started. But then one year he had a pet rat, and he put it in a cage and strapped it to the motorcycle, and they were doing the ride with the rat on the bike. And then it became the rat run. And then there's a story, if you don't know the story, about the year that he took the head of some animal. I don't remember what it was, a cow or something, bull or something, but been like maybe a deer or something. It had been frozen, and they like put it on the front of the motorcycle, and they were doing the rat run, and then the thing started thawing and leaking and stinking, and it was a crazy mess. There's some great information out there about the history of the rat run and Joe Sparrow and all that stuff. And if you're a St. Louis person, you got to know. I've got some videos. If you go back and look at them, they're not very good because they were some of my very first videos, but they're from the rat run. We were leaving the rat run at night and hit a freaking goose on the highway. Hit a goose, and I caught it on the GoPro. It's dark. Can't see it very well, but it was like one of my first 3 videos or something. But we hit a goose leaving on the interstate, or we were on, I think, 370 coming back to 270 and hit a freaking goose at night. They used to be full of bad decisions. Have you heard about the story when they were at a park out by the river somewhere at one time? This used to go to some park or something, and I guess a park ranger came up and tried to break it up, and somebody ended up breaking his window out and taking a shit in his seat. So yeah, the rat run used to be crazy. I heard that they used to ride across the river into Illinois, and that was back when Missouri had a helmet law. And when they'd ride across the river, they would take their helmet off and throw it off the bridge into the river. And it got to be where there would be guys in boats down there on the river trying to catch helmets.
A good way to get your noggin fogged.
Is Buckhorn by Fort Leonard Wood? Absolutely it is, Bob and Tam, and we will be there. And if you want to bring your camper, we do have camping spots available. There's no electric. We don't have full hookups, but we do have camper spots, and you can bring a generator. We will be doing that. That is going to be an awesome time. Buckhorn's always a good time. That's the rallies like Stubborn American and the Buckhorn Rally, the Mid-America Freedom Rally, are really what's special about them is they're small enough. You get to hang out and meet people and get to know them because there's only 1,000, 2,000 people. It is Memorial Day weekend. There's a video I put out on my channel a couple of weeks ago about it, but I've got a flyer. If you do Facebook, you can find all the information look up the Facebook page for Mid-America Freedom Rally. I can send you something also. If you send me a message or something, I'll get it to you. But we'd love to have you guys. It's going to be a good time. Now, this is not a big Sturgis kind of rally. It's a 1,000 to 2,000 people rally. But what's nice about that is you really do get to make friends. That's what a lot of people like about Sturgis. They go to a campground, they make friends with these people, then they go back to the same campground every year and visit the same people that they become friends with. And that becomes, like that one time a year, they go meet this couple from Colorado and hang out and party with them all week. Well, that's kind of the way like Buckhorn and Stubborn America is. These are small campgrounds, very personable. You really get to make friends, get to know people, have a good time. And it's not so commercialized that you spend all your time, chasing down vendors and looking at this and that. It's really more about the people than the stuff there is to do there. And we try to have stuff to do. We have field events. We have t-shirt contests. We have skin to win contests. We have bike shows. We have poker runs, scavenger hunts, live bands, all that kind of stuff. So Professional Monkey said that they were a bar in Illinois on the rat run one year when a guy lost control on a cross rocket and took out a bunch of people in the crowd. That would suck. That's bad. Never been to Hog Rock. Oddly, I haven't been to Hog Rock yet either. But if you decide you're going, you let us know. We may try and make that. That'd be a cool way to meet up and hang out and say hi. But we have not been to Hog Rock. We've talked about that a few times, but I think isn't Hog Rock like September after school starts? There's like 2 over there. There's Hog Rock, and then there's another one in the spring or something. And then there's Little Sturgis over that way. We haven't got to go to Little Sturgis yet either. We've got a lot of stuff on the bucket list to do once we get the kids out of the house. Right, Firecracker?
Yeah. I'm trying to find JS still.
She is not going to give up, man. JS, can you put a link to your channel in the chat? Or maybe
I'm on your channel looking for him.
I'll just go find him. I've got him on YouTube. I'm going to go find JS and put a link in the chat to his channel. And I would appreciate if everybody would check out his channel. If you dig it.
There he is. I found him.
If you found me finally.
You just need to just start doing that.
But yeah, check out JS's channel. He's new. He's less than 100 subscribers. I don't tell anybody to subscribe if you don't like the content. But if you like the content, then subscribe to his channel. Just go check him out. Hog Rock is June 9th through the 12th. So there's another one they have a spring and fall. Yeah, they have a spring and fall. And we've not made we got family reunion June 9th, so we ain't gonna make that one. Hogtoberfest is the fall one. So now you got me started on JS, so I gotta go find JS.
Well,
I told you everybody I was gonna put a link to his channel out there so they could check it out, so I'm gonna have to do it.
So you were talking about passports earlier.
Yeah.
You probably ought to get after that. It takes a while.
I've done one for my daughter just before COVID. I know things have changed a little bit since COVID, but we're probably not likely to travel in the next year anyway with the situation because her daughter's got one more year of high school after this. My daughter goes off to college, I hope, in August. And then, Busted Knuckles is in here. So there's Jay's channel. I found Jay. Let me send it. That's JS's channel. If anybody wants to go check him out, give him a chance. He's new, but he's working on being creative, and he's going to be only on the Facebook post for some reason. It looks like, but he's going to be at Spring Fling with us, so that'll be a good time. Busted Knuckles says he's been to Hog Rock several times, so that'll be a good time. So you guys, anybody got any suggestions for handlebars for a sport glide? She's not, they're okay, but she's not super thrilled with the stock bars on the sport glide. We're not in a super hurry to change them, but that's probably going to be pretty high on the list. And I know we got some people in here like Professional Monkey that likes to build bikes and stuff. So, maybe he's got some suggestions. I thought about just doing some up and back risers to make them a little closer to her, but I really think she'd like something with about 8, 10, 12 inches of rise. She would like.
I want mini 8.
Mini 8s. That's what I'm talking about. 10 or 12 inches of rise in the bars.
I don't know.
You don't owe me anything, Jay. I wouldn't promote your channel if I didn't think you were trying to put out good content, and people ought to just get. And I'm not telling them to subscribe. I'm telling them to check it out. If they like it, subscribe. If they don't. I don't ever push people to subscribe to something just for the sake of subscribing. Check it out. See if you like it. Dustin from FDB. What does he run on his? I don't know. I don't know what he runs on his. He's going to go look. He'll be right back. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be one of the early upgrades. It will be bars. She'll want maybe first thing we do come winter, but Miss Monkey, are you guys drinking tonight, or are you being good since you have the kids? I'm drinking root beer. Alcoholic root beer, but it's root beer. JS says Frisco bars on the Sport Glide. Now you gotta go look up what Frisco bars are. That probably sounds pretty dumb since I'm supposed to be a motorcycle guy, but I don't know exactly what Frisco bars are.
Mike, I just fixed me some dinner, and I got this. I don't even know what the hell is that. It looks like a tree branch, but it's green, and it's the same consistency of a tree branch, and probably just as strong. I don't think I can even cut that with my fork. We're not gonna eat that. We're just gonna set that little guy right over there. I ain't never seen such weird shit in my life.
Narrow apes. That's what Frisco bars are. I was looking at a picture of them right here. So they come up narrow instead of coming out wide and then up, but then they have a long handle out.
Yeah.
That might be okay.
I think-
You gotta have room for speakers.
Having a few drinks, it would be rude to let you drink alone. That's our kind of people. So,
Okay. My main thing is I gotta have speakers, and I would like a cell phone holder up there.
well, we can work on those things.
I know, but you see how mine is now. I don't have the gauges on my like I did on my old one.
On your Dyna, yeah,
So-
you had gauges on there, so you couldn't put stuff on the bars.
Right.
I agree with Outback Outlaws comment. I agree with him. That would be my choice.
To have handlebars on the Sport Glide?
Yeah. I can't offer any help there, so I apologize for that one.
No. There's so many different styles. She said on one at Mid America Harley Davidson, and they were narrow and tall,
They were, yeah.
and then came out kind of narrow. They weren't real wide out. They were pretty close
Yeah.
together once they came up. And she kind of liked them, but I think we're gonna have to find some different ones she can set on. Maybe at Spring Fling, she'll just walk around and set on guys' bikes and try out their handlebars.
Yeah, because I see me doing that.
She got a guy the other day on her channel that commented. He offered to he said he was going to subscribe. He was hoping she would start wearing a bikini when it got warm while she rode the bike.
He wouldn't want to see me in a bikini.
Well, I would, but I don't think we need to put that on YouTube. That's not really her style. So, but you get some crazy stuff in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Frisco bars, we'll check them out. We'll see what else we can find, but it's probably going to be end of summer. We probably won't change them out till then, but then we'll when riding season gets over, we'll have a list of stuff to do.
I'm not in a rush to change anything right now.
KST Double Trouble bars. Let's check those out. See if I can find that.
Oh, I might add one thing, Mike.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Harley bars, are they 1 1/4 or 1 1/8?
It depends on the year, but I think most of the modern ones are 1 1/4. I think the older bikes, some of them are 1 1/8. I think her Dyna is 1 1/8, but I'm pretty sure all the newer models are 1 1/4. If I'm wrong, somebody that knows more than me, tell me I'm an idiot and I'm wrong.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what you want to go in this direction, but Rocks risers, ROX and then risers, that might give a more feel because you can pretty much put them anywhere you want, up, down, back. They're really neat. They're expensive, but like if you like the factory bars but need them up and back or something, or back.
Professional says, the monkey says that aftermarkets are often 1 1/2.
Oh, wow.
I like how those go.
They've got the
They
little
got the point.
they got the little point in them, kind of like my Burley bars. So here, we'll just share this. That's the whole point of having this, is where we can share screens. Wow. So I think that's what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
We select a size like a 10-inch rise. We could do a high gloss black. They're out of stock, but they're $255. And see if we can get that any bigger. So these come up and kind of have a little point there. And that's kind of like what my Burley bars have now. So on my bagger. So they're kind of like that style or look. That looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd probably like that. Right on. Thanks, Monkey. So we know a guy. Not that we can do the bars ourselves.
Yeah, we did my other ones.
Yeah. Now, I actually did Revzilla because I'm a Revzilla affiliate. Monkey said try Dennis Kirk. So you know how that goes. Support those that are supporting you.
Uh-huh.
Jordan would probably try to find them on Rocky Mountain ATV for me.
That's not really their style.
Yeah.
They got bars, but they don't got those kind of bars.
What things would they recommend?
Okay.
Regular size or minis? Because everybody's saying
Professional has KSCs also, but can't remember what model he has. Makes sense. I'm no one's affiliate. Well, yeah. When I say I'm an affiliate, I mean they don't. I just if I put a link to a product on their store and somebody buys it, I get a couple of pennies to go into the alcohol fund. I drink it all away generally, but I do actually get a little bit from the stuff from Amazon. We've done enough to buy a little gear once in a while. If I save it up for 4 or 5 months, but that's okay. That helps. Everything helps. So her next question, she's whispering in my ear to ask, since we got the professional monkey on here, is so she wants floorboards. Now, the Sport Glide comes with a foot peg setup, and a lot of people are saying to use the Kuryakin mini floorboards. They're like a small floorboard, and they go on the foot peg mount, and you don't have to change out the mount. But I have also
they've said that the regular size are too big. They look too big on that bike.
Some people think the full size floorboards look too big on the Sport Glide, but a Slim is a soft tail and a Fat Boy is a soft tail, and they come with floorboards. And I've been told that you can get the floorboard mounts for a Fat Boy, and they'll bolt right up on the Sport Glide because they're both soft tail frames. And then you can run a full-size Harley-Davidson floorboard or whatever style you want.
And my main reason for asking this is because I like the edge cut stuff, and it's already got some edge cut. And Harley has the floorboards that are edge cut, but they don't have them in the. They
didn't have them in the Kuryakin minis.
Right.
So she on her dyno, we did the edge cut collection from Harley-Davidson, and they are black and kind of a chrome cut deal. And this new bike actually came with them on there for the hand grips. So she thought about doing matching floorboards from Harley-Davidson, but we'd have to do the Harley-Davidson floorboard mounts. So
it was them
or them?
No,
that one.
I picked out. I didn't know which one to pick. There was two of them I liked. That
one.
No.
Somebody said I'm right. That's scary. You're right, because it's the same price, but I think the pipes are different on a Sport Glide, and they may be in the way of the floorboard mounts.
Okay.
Well, we can look into that, but your pipes they wrap around the front, don't they, and come down? I can pull it up and look. Sitting here talking about it. And I know what you're talking about, because like the Fat Bob has the pipes that wrap around the front and come down.
Those aren't the ones I wanted anyways.
Those aren't the right
ones.
ones.
The ones I wanted had Harley Davidson wrote down them.
Well, see, I can't get it right.
I know you can't. I show you things and.
Well, let's just look at all bikes, and
it won't show the sport.
It'll show the exhaust. If I go to last year's prior model years, I know how to find this stuff. I'm pretty good on the Harley Davidson website. That is one thing I know how to navigate. I have dug around on the Harley Davidson site. So there's the Sport Glide, and yeah, the pipes come up there, and so is the Sport Glide. But the Sport Glide has forward controls, not mid controls. And the Fat Boy, you see, although the pipes don't come up there, the floorboards on the Fat Boy are up in the front as well. They're not they're not a mid floorboard. They're a forward floorboard. The Softail Slim is up there too. So I don't know. I have to look into it, but I thought maybe somebody else might know. Nothing to say, just breaking up Monkey's line of comments. Thanks. Now you're surrounded. See what happens? Yeah, so we got to figure out. Yeah, the Kuryakin is what a lot of people recommend, because they have a mini floorboard that will mount right up. But we got time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a big priority. Probably bars, floorboards. Those are maybe your biggest things.
Pinstriping.
Pinstriping. We know Guy for that. Got to
We
go.
do.
Heading to Orlando in the morning. Well, thank you very much for coming by and hanging out, Bob and Tam. I'll make sure I get you my address if you don't have it. It was in the chat earlier, but it's also in the description of my videos. If you go find one of my other videos, you'll find it in the description for the stickers and stuff. We appreciate you guys coming by. Head pipe comes lower on the frame on a Sport Glide, it looks like also. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look into it. We can call, I'm sure if we call Pig Trail, they'll know. That's where we bought the bike at, was Pig Trail Harley Davidson. So Kyle will find somebody in there that knows. They've got specialists. Or we can call Lake of the Ozarks Harley Davidson. We've got friends at dealerships that can figure it out. I've just been told it can be done. But I don't know what part numbers we would need. And the exhaust may not be that big a deal because we didn't talk about that because we already know what she wants. She wants the stock exhaust gone. She wants Vance and Hines fucking short shots, louder than hell, break your eardrums. I want to hear it rumble. That's what she loves. That's what's on her Dyna. She's got a 2000 twin cam. If you guys, Monkey might not know this, but she's got a 2000 Dyna twin cam, and it came with Vance and Hines, and it's been cammed up. And when she starts it up, it lopes like it's a goddamn muscle car, and everybody walks off from my Sport Glide to go look at her Dyna, even though I got custom paint. So just, that sound, everybody loves that sound. So the Vance and Hines short shots are cool. And Bob and Tam said they got my address. That's good. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, we're going to do Vance and Hines short shots eventually. And when we do those, then would probably be the time to figure out if we can do the floorboards. I thought if I could figure out what part number we need, I'd probably try and find a set off of eBay, even if they were used. And then if they don't fit, we're not out that much money. And if they do fit, then we can figure out what boards we want on them. And we got HD AV Traveler. We all love that sound. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum.
You don't do it right.
I don't do it right.
You don't do it justice.
I can't do it justice. But it does sound good. Well, let's see. What else we want to talk about? We talked about the Pan American 975. We talked about the Sport Glide. Twin cams sound much better than the M8. M8 is a better motor. Better. I know the 4 valves is supposed to run cooler. There's also, other sides they've had oil pump problems. It's all a matter of what you want to, consider when you say better. I don't think any of them have. You get guys that say, the M8s have all these oil pump problems. They're terrible, blah, blah, blah. I did a video on upgrade parts or mods for my Street Glide, and some guy told me I didn't mention that the factory gear shifter pops off and you should replace that before it happens. And I'm thinking that's not what I call a mod or an upgrade. Maybe preventive maintenance, but I don't know. M8's idle lower and sounds better with the cam. And I have never heard an M8 that sounded like her twin cam did until we were at BBB last year, and Pig Trail Harley Davidson had a Softail Slim that it had motor work done to it. It had Vance and Hines short shots on it. It had been cammed up, and it wasn't potato, but it was getting close. It sounded pretty damn good. Cammed up M8 sounds like an Evo. It was like I say, it was sounding pretty close to the potato. But yeah, that was the first one I've heard like that, but they definitely don't sound like that with factory exhaust. And my twin cam doesn't sound like an Evo really. I mean, but I didn't go, my exhaust isn't for sound, it's for torque. I got true duals with no cat and big rush, big Louis 4-inch rush slip-ons and all that. And it was designed for torque for pull, not for sound. Mrs. Sevo sounds like an Evo. Best sounding bike I've had. Sevo sounds like an Evo. Was she running for exhaust on that monkey? Is Monkey going to make it to the Ozarks for any kind of events in the near future? I know you go do the big Sturgis thing, but I didn't know if you ever go to BBB or anything else, or if you've thought about going to any of those. Maybe coming back from Sturgis, swinging by somewhere. Probably not that far out of your way. Tab 50 cals with zombie baffles. I've heard a lot about the tabs and zombie baffles. So somebody else recommended that for her. Oh, Jerry sent a picture of a Sport Glide with looks like a full set of floorboards, but that looks like a foot peg mount, not a floorboard mount, because it's narrow. Can you email that to me?
No.
Yes, you can too. I was going to throw it up on the screen if we can find it. Or Jerry can, send me a link to it in the chat or something. Maybe if it's somewhere online, we can pull it from. I don't know, but you found one that looked pretty good. April Dawn. Let me see.
Will that work?
Got it. So let's see if I can. There we go. Full scale. So what do you guys think of those? What's that? Monkey, what do you think that is for a mount? That doesn't look like a standard floorboard mount to me. I thought the standard floorboard mount was spaced out wider. And, it's 2 bars, but I thought it was a wider one. He says, I wish I'm visiting family in St. Louis for 2 days on the way to Sturgis, bolting back after my work doesn't let me out of state for rallies more than once a year. I understand. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That looks like a stock peg mount, and they've got a full floorboard hanging off of it, which looks pretty good. Maybe that's not a full floorboard, though. Looking at the scale, because of where the shifter is, it's kind of hard to tell, but maybe that's not a full floorboard. That might be a mini from somebody. We're going to have to check it out. We're going to have to figure it out. It says Sport Glide with Thrash and Supply mini floorboards in the title. If I would just read the title, I would know. Hey! I'm a little slow, but I'm getting there. But when I'm looking at a little bitty picture in the thing. I'm not looking at full page like everybody else is. When I looked over on the other original monitor, then I could read it. So it looks like they make a floorboard that fits stock peg. Yeah, Kuryakin makes one too, but this one looks like Thrash and Supply. So that gives us a couple of options for mini floorboards that use a stock peg mount if we don't want to go to a full floorboard. But she wants edge cut.
I'm not saying I want to go. I don't have to have the full, but I'm particular.
She wants something that matches the edge cut hand grips. Is what she's saying. It's what she's saying, but not saying to you all. But that's what the look she's giving me is telling me edge cut. Did you not hear me the first time I said edge cut? Kuryakins are a lot smaller than that. Well, that's good to know. So that's a little bigger, but now we're going to have to go find out if Thrash and Supply can do anything in an edge cut, because that is apparently the priority. That's not a bad thing. A woman knows what she likes and she wants what she wants. At least you know what you're dealing with. How many drinks have I had tonight? Would you believe this is my first cup? And I'm not even that strong. I'm just having a good time, hanging out with all you guys, getting to visit with the monkey. I've never got to do a stream with him. He's not actually in the stream, but he's participating in the chat a lot and stuff. So that's really cool. And you guys are all, hanging out and visiting, and we're having a good time. Last night, we spent 3 hours in an auditorium watching high school kids sing musicals with no alcohol. So tonight, we're making up for it.
No, I'm not. I got to drive home. I got to be good.
I ain't got to drive nowhere. We're at my house.
I got to go home.
Okay. See how it is. So We'll see what we can find. See if we can find something that looks like it's an edge cut. Did you see what Jay said? Those aluminum with sander will edge cut them for you. Jay, when you come to the Freedom Rally, can you bring a sander?
He's already trying to get on my bad side, isn't he?
So, HDAV Travel, I always love your live streams. You know, we haven't been doing a lot of them. We're going to be doing more because we are going to be promoting this benefit and stuff. So we're going to do at least once a month.
We've just been really busy.
But we've been really busy through the winter. She worked 3 jobs all winter so she could work up that down payment and pay some stuff off to get the Sport Glide. If you guys didn't know, actually through the winter, I was running 3 channels. I started my other channel, New Bike Mike, and I didn't tell her. I started that in November with 0 subscribers, brand new, no videos, beginning in November. And I didn't tell her about the new channel until Christmas Day, because if it didn't take off and didn't do well, I was just going to probably let it go and whatever. But the whole idea of the New Bike Mike channel was if I could build a channel that I could monetize and do that was maybe not as involved as riding in the Ozarks channel is, didn't take up as much time, that if it made any money, we would use that to help her get the Sport Glide.
Those are what I want.
So those are what you want. I will pull those up on.
But they're called passenger footboard inserts, ride-free passenger.
Yeah, that's the passenger. You're going to have a driver.
They don't.
But so as the story goes, drinking whiskey, chatting about bikes, and watching Disney movies all at the same time. We got to watch, like I said, high school kids sing songs last night, and we listened to Shrek. We listened to songs from Mulan. We had such a good time. So anyway, back to the live stream thing. We're going to try and do more of these and stuff, but all through the winter, I was doing 1 to 2 videos a week on New Bike Mike and building it. And by Christmas Day, I had almost 4,000 hours of watch time. We just need more subscribers to be able to monetize that channel. And based on the amount of watch time, I had a rough idea how much money it would make. So I finally told her about this other channel on Christmas Day and told her that if we could monetize it, all the money from that would help get her the bike of her dreams, the Sport Glide, because she'd been working 3 jobs all winter, and I didn't want her to have to keep working 3 jobs and stuff to do it. So when Harley Davidson came out with started shipping bikes in January, I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing a video and released it. And we got like 300 subs in one day. And within a week, we put the channel over 1,000, and I was able to monetize it. And that channel helps. So, but I'm still running 2 channels, the New Bike Mike and Riding in the Ozarks. And then I'm helping her get her channel, Firecracker on 2 Wheels, rolling again a little bit and stuff. So it's been busy, and it's been hard to keep up with live streams, but we're going to try and do more of these.
But we've had a lot going on.
We have had a lot going on. I got a daughter that's a senior, going to graduate, trying to help her find a college that she can afford. She got accepted into some really nice colleges, but they're really expensive. And one of them that she dreamed of didn't offer any scholarships, so she ain't going there. That's the way it is, life. Why did Firecracker decide against the Softail Slim?
My main I've always went back to the Sport Glide.
What did the Softail? You rode a Softail Slim at Bike Fest.
I liked it.
But what did it have that's not factory on it though?
Oh, cruise control.
And the bags were aftermarket. Though.
Right, and the bags. But I've always went to the Sport Glide, and then I just then they quit making it, and Mike's like, well, if you want that, you're going to, get a used one or this. And every time I went back to the Sport Glide, even though, I just found a Slim that I liked, and I was like, but I really think that I wouldn't be that happy with the Slim, just my personal preference. I like the fact, I love the bags on the Sport Glide, personally. A lot of people, I guess, don't like those, but I like those. And I like having that little thing that I flip. And I just, I just always went back to it, and my gut told me that's what I.
It was the bike that when she walked away from, she wanted to look back at. The Softail Slim wasn't. The Softail Slim for her was the fact that it doesn't come with bags and it doesn't come with cruise control, and to add those things to the bike was going to make it almost as expensive as the Sport Glide, and she liked the factory look of the Sport Glide better than the Softail Slim once you add those things to them, but those are things she wanted.
And I love I just love the, what do you call it, the mini bat wing on it. I want some pinstriping done on that. I've always just liked the looks of it. And
so he's Professional Monkey is now subscribed to Firecracker. So you have to get serious. The other channel that I've got is New Bike Mike. And I haven't put anything on it in 2 weeks because we were on vacation and everything else. But that channel, only thing I do is talk about motorcycles, like a specific motorcycle. I specifically pick out a motorcycle. I talk about maybe what's changed for it for this year model, or when the last time there was significant changes to it, what the specs are, the suspension, the tires, the tech, things like that. It's basically kind of a little mini review of the specs of the bike. And then I do ones that I'm interested in, whether they're ADV bikes or cruisers or whatever else. And it's a very rigid format, how it's laid out. So if you watch one video, you know what all the videos are going to be like. They're just going to be on a different topic of bike. And that format's not going to change. People love it. And I started that channel in November, beginning of November, and we're at 2,700 subscribers. And I have to go back and look, but it's getting 100,000 views a month in watch time. So it's already monetized and everything else. And it gives you I think one thing I learned after 2 years of YouTube is if your content type changes up a lot, then YouTube has a hard time finding the right audience for your video when your content type changes. And people subscribe for a video, and then your next videos, they subscribe for motorcycle, and your next videos on trucks, then they stop watching because you're changing your content type up, and they're like, well, that's not what I signed up for. So that channel is very structured. It's always going to be on a motorcycle, whether it's one I ride or one I'm reviewing or one I'm interested in. It's always going to be a specific model of motorcycle. And one thing about that is it does very well in search because it's on a type of motorcycle and people search to learn about these motorcycles. So it's a very structured thing and it's fun. I learn about the motorcycles and stuff. I learn new things about bikes I didn't know about by doing the research on the bikes when I make the videos. So I have a good time doing it. I do enjoy doing it, and people seem to really like the content. So it's working. It's actually, with 2,700 subscribers, makes more money than riding in the Ozarks does from ad revenue on YouTube. So other than the Road Glide, you're going to get, once you ride it, what's your next bike you'd like to get? So I like a lot of different kinds of motorcycles. I own a DR650. I have my first 94 Dyno Lowrider still. I have a 2016 Street Glide. I have rode Jordan's BMWs. I've rode his KLRs. I ride April's Dyno once in a while just for fun when she's not looking or when she needs gas. She lets me take it to the gas station. She kind of quit doing that after I started dragging the pipes through the turns. I got in trouble for that. But I guess to answer your question, out of everything they come out new, what I'd like to ride, and I can't say that'd be what I'd get till I ride it, but I'd like to ride a Lowrider ST. I'd like to see it in person, and I'd like to ride it. I've got a touring bike, so my next bike is not going to be a touring bike. It's going to be something lighter, either like an adventure bike or like a Softail that, I'm really into and dig. So I'd like to ride the Lowrider ST and check it out. If they came out with the Pan American 975, that might replace my DR650. So, that would be kind of cool too. I don't know. I doubt the new Sportster is going to be the thing for me. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but she's got a soft tail now. She got a new soft tail, so she's going to be riding her own more. So I don't think I'll have to ride the tour bike as much because we went everywhere together on my tour bike most of the time the last few years. Right, on long trips, we always took the tour bike and she rode with me. So if she's riding her soft tail, I could ride a soft tail too. Monkey says, I was going to buy a lowrider ST till I saw the Springer and I bought at Daytona. Well, I got a Springer story if you want to hear one. You want to hear a Springer story? Come on, guys. Everybody let me know. Do you want to hear it? Okay. So I bought a 94 Dyna lowrider in 2001, I think it was. Yeah, 2001. I lived in Memphis, Tennessee at the time. And I came home to Missouri. And me and my dad had rode when I was younger, and I rode a Honda and this and that. We'd rode together. And I came home with that Dyna lowrider, and he decided he was getting a Harley too. He'd had them in the past, but he didn't have one at the time. He'd had different bikes and different things. But since I got this lowrider, he decided he's going out and buying a Springer because when I was a kid, he wrecked on a panhead Springer, and he has a steel plate in his wrist still from that accident. He's never had taken out, but he went out and he found him a damn 1988 limited edition Springer Softail. So 88 is the first year of the Evo Springer Softails, and he's got one of 1,450 made. We still have that bike. It's in Texas at his house right now. It's been at my house at times, and it's been in the channel. I've got a video of me messing with it, trying to get it running for him. Before he came to get it, I got it to start, but it wouldn't stay running. It's been setting too long and stuff like that, but it's got that old Bendix crappy ass carburetor on it and everything else. But yeah, my dad's got an 88 Springer Softail, one of the first Springer Softail Evos ever made. It's a numbered bike. So what's his address? Well, 9 Mills probably ought to go with you, because if you're going to try and get the Springer out of the garage, you're going to need some backup. But he lives south of Houston right now currently. I'm thinking he's going to retire this year and come home finally. He's in his 70s and he's still working. So we're talking about Springers. Does anybody in here know anything about Excelsior Henderson? And while we're talking about that, I'm going to go back to my content and see if I can find that video. Is he a light sleeper? Probably not on afternoon naps, but at night, probably so. So your best chance is going to be going broad daylight. So my dad is kind of a Springer nut. He has that 88 Springer, and he has another bike. See if this is the video on it. Yes. So I'll pull this up, and I'm not going to play it, but I'll maybe find a screenshot in it and show it to you. He has another Springer. That's why I asked if you know what an Excelsior Henderson is. Did you know that they remade them in, like, I think it was 99 and 2000, something like that? He's got one of those too. They only made them 2 years when they remade them. And of course, he had to go out and buy one of them. So he's got a first year Evo Springer Softail, and he has an Excelsior Henderson from the 2 years that the company tried to be reborn. That bike is sitting in my shop, and I need to work on it. But when I went and got it out of where it was in storage, and when I opened up the gas cap, the paint inside the gas can or in the gas tank was all soft and gooey. So I'm going to have to drain the tank and clean it and strip it, and because I don't want to suck any of that shit down the fuel injector. So we ain't even tried to crank it. Yeah, so Excelsior Henderson was a very, very early motorcycle, but this is one of the ones that they did back. Yeah, Monkey said revival bikes they did for EH were awful. I think it's awful. He loves it. Don't tell him, but I think it's a fucking pile of shit. The son of a bitch is
Watch your mouth.
heavy. It's crazy heavy. Yeah, he's got a 99 Super X. That's what it's called. I'm trying to find a shot in the video where I show it.
Look at that purdy. Oh, not that one. Right there.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Yeah, because here's where I'm showing where the cap is all crapped up. So that's when I opened the gas can. That's what I saw. And you can see the paint's all bubbled up in there. Foot and mouth. Sorry, I wrote that before I saw that. That's what he had. Yeah. So, yeah, you don't want to pump it when you open it up and the gas is bubbled up to paint and the liner and everything else. See if I can find another shot of this thing. But this thing has got front forks
right
on
there.
it. Yeah, that's a back shot. I wanted to show the front forks. It's got these huge front forks on it. It's heavy. Yeah. And they look like leather bags, but they are rigid actually. Yeah, they tried to restart the brand. There's the big ass bags. There's a picture of the tank, the Super X. It'll come up here and load. Yeah, so he's got one of those. And these things were in 99, they were fuel injected. I think they had like an alternator on them instead of a stator. And they were supposed to be more advanced and designed more like a car. There's the front forks on that. That's what they call a Springer front end. And it technically is a Springer, but this whole bike is heavy. I mean, this thing, you think, touring bikes today are heavy. That thing in 99 weighed more than a dressed out bagger weighs now. It's just, and I rode it. I probably put 100 miles on it and I was ready to put it away. I was done. I had enough. The Springer Softail, I love it. That's a fun bike to ride. It's an old 80 Evo. Sounds good, runs good. Of course, when it ran good, it's because I put my CV carb on it instead of that original 88 carb on it. So, foot and mouth. That's okay. You can say they're junk. I'm all good with it. He's not, but I am. I don't like it. I've been trying to talk him into they're putting it at the motorcycle museum in Anamosa up there where JP Cycles is. If you guys haven't been up there, there's a really good motorcycle museum and people loan them bikes to have in the museum, and they take care of them and, they're in a museum, but you still own them. And so I thought that maybe be a cool thing to do with this Excelsior Henderson would be to do something like that with it instead of it just sitting in my garage, but it's not my bike. That's his call. So what do you think of the Excelsior Henderson? Anybody seen anything like that before? Well, apparently Monkey has seen something like that because he said, yeah, they were bought out and they became the motor for victory. I know they were some crazy stuff on them. So I've done some of the history. I looked at some of the history before I made that video about it. That was back in March of 2021. That video's got a whole 289 views. Obviously one of my best ones. History Channel did a Modern Marvels on motorcycles, and they covered the Excelsior Henderson comeback. Yeah, it's kind of a weird deal. Yeah, the old ones were cool. They were fast, too. I think they had some of the speed records at the time and stuff on the tracks, on the wooden board tracks. That Springer was a different setup. That's for sure. It's a weird deal. Yeah. I like the old bikes. I don't really care for this revival version they did, but yeah, J&P Museum in Anamosa is in my backyard. Hit me up and I'll take you there. Well worth the trip. We actually went. So when we went to Sturgis 3 years ago, we got to Iowa it was Saturday night, and everybody else had to be home on Sunday because they had to work Monday. And Monday was actually my birthday. So I took the day off work for my birthday. So what did we do? We got up on Sunday morning and
the motorcycle museum.
We got up on Sunday morning and it was so foggy in Iowa, you couldn't even see the cornfield beside the road. I mean, it was terrible. And we rode 2 or 3 hours across Iowa where all we could see was fog and a little bit of cornfield on each side. and we made it over to Anamosa by early afternoon, and we went to the motorcycle museum, and then I took you for a cruise through three states in 10 minutes.
Yep.
There's a little loop up there in the corner above that where you can ride through 3 states and make a loop like in 10 minutes. So we did that, and then we headed down the river road to come back across Iowa and back down, stopped and spent the night at Hannibal, and then we rode home on Monday morning. And what did we do Monday morning when we got back? That's the first thing we did.
We went and bought me a pistol.
Now
Another pistol.
that's a good vacation. Any vacation that ends with the purchase of a firearm is a good vacation. I have not seen that, The Birth of the V-Rod. I have to check that out. I believe they were one of the first dealers in Cuba. I think you're right there. The Birth of the V-Rod. I haven't seen that documentary, but I did ride one of the very early V-Rods. I think 2002. I don't remember if they were 2001 or 2 when they came out. It was one of the first models that I had to have my lowrider worked on, and it was under warranty. So I told the dealership I wanted something to ride because they told me it was going to be 3 hours. I said, if you're going to have my bike for 3 hours, you got to give me something to do. So they gave me a V-Rod to ride. So I went out and did wheelies on a V-Rod in 2002. They were not real happy, but that was okay. You only live once. Maybe since my last name is Henderson. Now, you remember who Road Rush is? Mm-hmm. He's got the Arctic. I watched one of their videos the other day. She was talking about how to remove the reflector off of a motorcycle with really thin Torx bit wrenches I hadn't seen before. Haven't seen or heard of the H in a long time. I've forgotten all about them. I've seen tank logo. As far as I know, Victory never used the EH engine. I don't know if they used it. They may have bought the design. So, although you probably didn't much riding through Iowa in the fog. Yeah, I didn't figure I did, but it was a memorable day. Yeah, we had a good time. It was just me and her on the bike. Nobody else. No agenda other than our own. No herding cats. Everybody likes to ride
in the museum
with their buddies and stuff.
The museum was neat.
Yeah, the museum was excellent. We loved it. So why'd you wreck a V-Rod? Oh, you probably didn't do it on purpose, huh? Tell us the story, Monkey. Put it in the chat, and I'll put it up on the screen. And there is much scenic riding to do around the Freedom Rally. So there is some great rides. If you come, we can definitely hook you up with some riding to go do. I won't be getting off the grounds because as vice chairman, I will have responsibilities and band coordinator and field events announcer and town drunk. I'll be restricted to the campgrounds, but there is some great riding there. You can ride south out of Buckhorn and ride across a lot of the Mark Twain National Forest area, cut back over toward Elephant Rocks. Jordan, you know some of that territory.
They're
talking about doing a long distance poker run to Elephant Rocks and back one day from Buckhorn. Let's see. Victory engine was developed by Polaris. Rest in peace, V-Rod. Well, the V-Rod's really not dead. It's just been revised and it's called the Revolution Max. I mean, they say it's an all new motor, but it's still a lot of it's based. It's a 60-degree V, like the V-Rod engine was. It's, I think, advanced version of the V-Rod engine is what I would really describe it. And let's see what we got here. Tri-States areas where I grew up, riding along the Mississippi River in that part of the country. And it was 3 a.m. in St. Louis, dew on a manhole cover in the apex of a turn. The front wheel let go, slammed down, shattered my right shoulder. It sucked. I bet it did, man. Sorry to hear that, but we're glad you're back on the road. Nothing like having to recover from a wreck and get back on the bike. Somebody knows that feeling. Although she didn't break a shoulder, but she was lucky. Professional Monkey's probably not seen that video. Do you want to tell them the story? Story time with Firecracker? Jordan, you know the story. You've seen the video, haven't you?
The one where she went down?
Yeah, where we hear the blood-curdling scream.
Yeah.
So Professional Monkey, if you just, like to watch train wrecks, We have a video of Firecracker wrecking her Dyna caught on the GoPro. We were riding Highway 19 between Cuba and Salem, Missouri, and that's a very twisty road. And it was early May. I think it was actually May 1st.
Yes,
It was the date, and we were riding, and she got.
And it's all on me.
It was her fault. She got a little wide in a turn, and it was a turn to the left, and there was another road that came in at an intersection right at the top of a knoll, and it was real wide there because being on the top of the hill, they'd made the other road coming in wide so you could go left or right and see traffic because there's dips on both sides. And so she got wide in that turn. There was a bunch of pea gravel where the roads came together, and she got up in that pea gravel, and she couldn't get back down into clean pavement to be able to make the turn. And as she was coming out of the turn, she realized she was either going to continue to lean and go down on pavement or not lean so much and try and hit the grass. So that's the choice she made. Unfortunately, there was this thing called a sign and a post, a chevron sign in post in front of her where she went off the highway. And so she literally hits this post with the front of the bike. There's a big nick in the triple tree from it. I'd say the triple tree caught it. There's just a scrape on the front fender. She had a windshield on, and the windshield got blown off the bike and landed in the highway. But this chevron sign goes almost to the ground and then swings back up, and the bike flips around it violently and throws her off. And it's all on GoPro because I had a GoPro on the back of the bike. So we caught it, and I did not I didn't know she was not behind me for 30 seconds probably because, like I said, you're going over a knoll and around a turn, and you have to watch where you're going, and then you got to watch for your passenger. And we have this rule: ride your own ride. You know, she always tells me, you go as fast as you want. I'm not going to try and keep up with you. You do your thing. I'll catch up with you. So I'm probably more aggressive in the turn than I am in the straightaway. It's not that fun to go fast straight. It's more fast to go fun in a turn.
More fun to go fast in a turn.
Yeah, more fun to go fast in a turn. So I come out of the turn. I look back. I don't see her. I figured she just slowed down more for the turn than I did. And so I slow down. I'm waiting for her to catch me. I go into another turn the other way. So I don't have a real good line of sight behind me to see very far to know if she's caught up yet. I keep slowing down. It's now 30 seconds and I don't see her. Well, this is a 2-lane country road back highway that's crooked. So I had to go up to top of the hill, and I found where there was a pasture entrance, and I could make a U-ey there, and I was on top of the hill so I could see both ways to see I was safe. So at that point, I am 30 seconds out when I make the U-turn because it's all timed on the GoPro. And then I'm hauling back looking for her. And I see the windshield in the middle of the highway and her over on the side of the road. And as I'm pulling up to turn a U-turn again to park on the side of the road about where she's at and her bike's at, she's yelling at me, "It's okay. I'm okay." And she's sitting up waiting for me to come back and find her.
I had already pushed myself up out of the ditch. So
she pushed herself up out of the ditch. She ended up with how many stitches?
I don't know, but they screwed it up.
They screwed up the stitches in her leg. It looked like she probably had blunt force against the crash bar when she came off, and it just busted it because it wasn't a cut. But they had put 3 or 4 stitches.
They didn't put stitches on the inside, so it didn't heal on the inside. So I had to end up going to see a wound doctor.
Yeah.
To heal it, they had to scrape it all out.
I can't deal with that. I'm sorry. Dude, I had a nasty infection when I was a kid from a bicycle crash. And just hearing that makes me cringe up because they had to scrape it all and scrub it. And it hurts so bad.
Have to pack it every day, a couple times a day.
El Loco said he's seen the video and he said it was tough to watch. So glad she made it out. So I had it on GoPro. We have friends who are in law enforcement, and I called them immediately, even though she said she was okay. We called.
He lied to me.
I lied to her.
He told me that he had to turn it in.
I had to call 911 and turn it in because of the insurance. Although I only had liability on the bike.
I just wanted him to have somebody come get the bike and us go on his bike on the ride. And the next day I wanted to go meet up with friends and go to the lake, just ride with him. But
Yeah, she just wants somebody to come get the bike and we keep riding after she wrecked and hit this sign. Now, I'm going to tell you, we've been together 5 years now. That was 2 years ago. Almost six. So we've been together over 3 years when that happened. And in 3 years, I've never heard her scream like a girl till in that video. Right before she hits that sign, you can hear it in the GoPro where she screams. And so as the story goes, we called 911. Medics came. We called our friend who works for the sheriff's department because her husband's retired. And I thought maybe he could come help me get the bike or do something, help, whatever. And I let him know. Well, she was on duty at the sheriff's department. And we wrecked right at the county line. And we were technically out of her jurisdiction, but the sheriff told her to go get her. So next thing we know, she shows up in a sheriff's car. The highway patrol's there taking the report. And she's like, "Are you done with my friend? Are you done with my friend? Are you done with my friend?" And he's like, "Take her. I'll give him the report." So she loaded her up in the car and took her to a different hospital to get stitches because the EMTs said, "Don't go back with us because the guy that's on duty doesn't know how to stitch." So our friend took her to the local hospital where we live in Rolla, and they stitched up her leg. But of course
had to leave me.
This was right after COVID started, so I couldn't go in the hospital, and so I got the bike home on a trailer. We had it come and had it towed, and I started downloading the GoPro. And so while she's at the hospital waiting to get dismissed, I start watching the footage. I hear this blood curdling scream before she hits it. And of course, that was when I picked her up. I'm like, I've got it on film, but I don't know if we ought to put it on YouTube because people are going to be mean. Some people are going to say mean, nasty things and everything else.
Did.
And some people did. But you know what she said? She said, if we can make a video that helps just one person avoid making the mistake I made, then it's worth it no matter what anybody says. So we made a video talking about how the accident happened, why we think it happened, and, just trying to make people aware that you got to have your head on a swivel. You got to be alert at all times. You got to be aware, it can happen in a split second. It can happen to anybody, and stuff. And she's gotten a lot of great comments about it also, thanking her for making the video, asking if it was okay to share it to help others and stuff. But it's probably one of my, I guess, favorite YouTube videos that I've made, not because it's great or it got lots of views or anything else, but because of the purpose behind it, trying to help someone else and maybe thinking it might keep somebody else from making the same mistakes or having an accident, or maybe if they've had an accident, help them realize that it could happen to anybody. Somebody made comments, she ought to take a safety course. Well, she took the safety course. She got the high score in the class for the writing and for the book work. So she'd be the guy that had a license in the class that was taken as a refresher. So people say crazy mean shit and you just got to blow that off.
Everybody knows, everybody's an expert on everything. Yeah.
So, but that's it's an interesting video. I think we still get compliments on it every once in a while. And if nothing else out of everything I did on YouTube, hopefully that, is actually really meaningful and valuable to somebody. And she did a video on her channel after we started her channel, because she didn't have a channel at the time, talking about, from her perspective, a year later, getting back on the bike. Because we actually had the bike fixed and had her back on it within 30 days.
Huh. Yeah. And it still affects me riding. I mean, even riding with Mike, it affects me because there's things that I never thought about, never worried about. And just like him going slow and turning sharp, or just even riding fast, things that he used to curves and stuff, I mean, makes me nervous anymore. And I got to get out of that. But it still affects me to this day, but I'll get over it a lot. I'll get over it. It's just going to take time.
It takes time, but she's also a lot more attentive. She doesn't miss pea gravel anywhere. She's got an eye for pea gravel now. She's learned. She knows. She can spot it. We go through turns and she's riding, with me on my bike. She's like, "You see all that gravel? Do you see this? Do you see that?" I saw that. But when she rides her own, she's watching a lot closer. She's a lot more aware than she was before. So we just ride her own speed, whatever she's comfortable with. When we ride together, I had actually ordered comm units, and we did not have them in yet. We'd not gotten them in, but she did have a half helmet on. I didn't hardly ever wear a helmet after we repealed the helmet law in Missouri, but she wore a helmet when she rode her own because she's only had a license 4 years. And, but I'd ordered comm units so we would be able to talk to each other and stuff while she was riding hers. And they came in right after that happened.
Huh.
And since then, we've gotten Cardo units. I'd bought a cheap set first. Now we've got Cardo units, and I've got them set up where we can record if we want to our conversation stuff. But now when she rides her own, I wear a full face helmet so that we can communicate and talk. And if that ever happens again, it won't take me 68 seconds to get back to her
Because you'll hear me scream.
because I'll hear her scream and I'll lock that bitch up and slide it around. Let's see.
Hey, all I say, I wrecked the dual sport too.
Yeah.
And
Wrestling-
I have to say, hopefully I've gotten mine out of the way and I don't have another one.
the dual sport wasn't too bad, although
No.
I did have to put a Band-Aid on her leg. We got a video of that too somewhere.
That was just me being dumb.
She had a big pothole and she wasn't standing up, and it popped her ass off the seat. And she high centered on the bars. But Monkey said you got that out of the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the good thing. It's out of the way. It could have been a lot worse than it wasn't. So, A-Bait and Rally in Iowa, as far as the riding, I have to say, while we're talking about A-Bait in Iowa, we love A-Bait in Iowa. We have friends in A-Bait in Iowa. We know Gator, and he came to the Freedom Rally last year and hung out and stuff. And when you did your benefit last year, what did they do?
They got one of our flyers, and a lady contacted me. I got this call from Iowa, and I didn't answer because I don't answer calls usually from out of state that I don't know. And she left me a message that they got our flyer and they wanted to send a donation to our benefit. And A-Bait of Iowa sent us a check. I don't remember how much it was for, but
Several $100s.
yeah. But they took a donation just from their members and sent us a check
They did
for
our
benefit.
Yeah, they did a pass the hat, and they sent us a couple $100 for the benefit we did last year for the little boy with cancer and stuff. So we are big fans of A-Bait of Iowa. We are brothers of freedom fighters.
Well, we're not. Well, there's more than just Iowa.
Well,
So,
but A-Bait of Iowa is especially,
right.
meaningful to us because they've come and supported our events at the Freedom Rally. They've, donated money to our benefit that we did and stuff. So we're big fans of A-Bait of Iowa. And one of their guys, I think it was Gator, came down to our seminar, our Freedom Rally or Freedom Few seminar, and he did a speech about how A-Bait of Iowa is structured and how it works, which is considerably different than how Freedom of Road Riders is here in Missouri. What brand comms are you getting? So we are running Cardo Pack Talks right now. I started out with what were those? I got a video on them, of course. I got a video on everything.
Pack Talk.
No, the older ones, the first ones.
I know. The ones that
FOD Sports.
I think they work really good.
Yeah, we had FOD Sports first, and for just the two of us talking, they were great. But the FOD Sports, I couldn't record the audio for YouTube to make dual moto vlogs. So that's why I upgraded to the Cardos.
I really thought the FOD Sports had a longer range to them.
She thought the range was better on the FOD Sports, and I didn't test it to be sure. But with the Cardos, you definitely need to put the antenna up, or the range is much more limited. The FOD Sports didn't have an antenna on them; they just worked. But the Cardos are nice for recording, and they have some other features, and they're not bad.
I'll throw some info on there on Bluetooth headsets. So I actually run a Sena SMH5, but I also ride solo almost all the time. When I do pair up with guys, especially in the woods and stuff, it's way handy to have them because you don't have to stop and do this and that. But the range is okay with mine. It's $100. I've had mine on the side of my helmet for 2 or 3 years, and it's been in downpours, it's been underwater, it's been beating off trees, and it still works. I gotta wiggle the connection sometimes because I only have one speaker work, but it pairs to my my phone, and I'm actually getting ready to. I bought a voice recorder app, and I can record from the Bluetooth headset to this app for like moto vlogs and stuff. The audio is not super good, but it's good enough because, you know.
So everybody in the chat that's running the comm, put out in the chat what you're using. Jay asked, why did you choose Cardo over Sena? And I'm going to answer that. But Jerry says they all run Cardos and they love them. I don't know if Monkey's got any experience with headsets, and if he does, what he prefers. The reason I chose Cardo over Sena, quite honestly, is Mike and Bird. He has a channel, and he had done a review on them, and he had showed how you can set them up to record to an audio recorder so that you can record what you're hearing in the audio of the Cardo. So basically what I can do is I can record the audio out of the Cardo into an audio recorder, and I record the audio from my mic into my GoPro, and then I can match those together, post in software, and have a dual moto vlog where you're getting my audio from the GoPro and you're getting her audio from the Cardo, and she doesn't have to run any recording software. She can just run a camera and I can sync it all up. I don't want to talk to anyone. That's why he won't get on the stream with us tonight. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. Jay runs a Cardo.
So I used to run a Cardo actually. I had the Pack Talk Slim. And it's probably because I'm used to Sena. Senas are like stupid easy to operate. And I found that for my needs, like my Cardo was more of a pain in the butt to, I guess, what's the word, like the user, it was a pain in the ass for me to use my Cardo over my Sena, but the Cardo had, I would say, better features and was probably a better unit.
We're doing a little fob maintenance here. That's why I have the knife out. My Street Glide doesn't do this, but her Sport Glide tells you that the battery in your fob is low. And it's been telling her fob battery was low. So she's getting a new battery in her fob while we sit here and talk. We've had both. Cardo has a longer range, longer battery life. Evil Rick says he's using a Sena, has had a 20 as a second. Cardo is waterproof, Sena is water resistant. Busted says, I don't blame you. Yeah, people suck, but some of them are okay. I want one though, just so I can listen to tunes when riding my Softail. Mm-hmm. That's what she's been doing. Her Dyna, we had put a speaker system on the handlebars, and she was running the Kuryakin with the MTX speakers. And then when she wrecked, one of the speakers went out, and we didn't fix it. One speaker still worked, but it wasn't as loud. So is this the old battery?
Yep.
Okay. I'll make sure I throw that in the trash, or I'll end up trying to put it in something. But anyway, so for now, she's just using the Cardo for audio on the Softail. Whether we'll do speakers or something else, she'd rather have speakers on it than Cardo. So
we're doing speakers eventually.
Lexan Moto reached out to me and offered me an audio setup 3 months ago, and I said I wanted black instead of chrome if we were doing it, and then I never heard from them again. So I think they're still on back order, or they moved on to another YouTuber that wasn't as picky. I don't know.
Jerry said that the Cardos are waterproof and Senas are water resistant. So the Sena that I've got now, I've been in some torrential downpours. There's actually a video on my channel where it says like KLR 650 in a hailstorm. That was like a torrential downpour, and I actually had my Sena on, talking to the guy on the blue bike the whole time. Yeah. And I've been in southern Florida. If you ever rode in Florida in the rain, it can get real nasty in rain down there. I mean, it's now the speakers and mic and stuff on the inside. I mean, granted, that stuff don't get wet. I mean, I've never had a problem with my Sena not working, other than my speaker thing. But I think that's just from it being on and off my helmet so much, being charged, and just being beaten around so much.
Jerry does have a point here, and I don't know. I think the new Cinas also have a mesh technology, but the Cardos had a digital mesh where it builds a stronger network the more units you have in the group, and they ride in a group a lot. That's
and I think
But from what I saw in the Cardos, the more units you have, the stronger the signal gets as they work as a mesh. But they do have a fallback, and you can pair them with other brands over Bluetooth. They support that as well.
Well, and I think on the first ones you had, when I wanted to listen to my music, but then you wanted to talk to me, you had to signal to me for me to click a button to talk. On the new set,
when I talk, it
overrides my music. My music's still in the background lightly, but I can hear you talking to me.
Right. So it auto
cuts in on the new set.
I think on the FOD Sports, I had to push an intercom button to get her attention if she was listening to music. So Monkey wants to know, what's the best one just to listen to music in your helmet? Do you want to know what's the best one, or what's the best one for the money? Because that can be two different things. I mean, if you want to spend, if money's no object, or you can get a vendor to, give you a set to try out for YouTube, I would say Cardo or Cine one. Either one's probably good. Cardo has I think a 38 millimeter speaker that comes with it, but they sell a 42 that's supposed to have better sound. They use JBL for the speakers. So if you're really looking for audio quality, you probably will get better audio quality.
You said I'm cheap.
Okay. So never mind. We're going back to the FOD Sports. But now, if you wanted the best audio quality, you probably want to go something like the Cardo and the JBL 42 millimeter speakers. But if you just want music and you don't care, you're not an audio nut, you don't care if it sounds perfect, then the FOD Sports are fine. And they were
good for my music, actually.
And they were less than $100 for one. And it might have been less than $100 for a pair. I'd have to go back and look at the video on what I paid for them. That was 2 or 3 years ago. But the FOD Sports I tried out were fine for music, especially. Jerry says the dynamic mesh is 16 riders, which I remember. Always pack a spare fob battery and a battery. Never know, biker might need one. I also recommend you learn how to put in you set your code on your bike and you learn how to put it in. I've gone to go ride my bike and forgot my keys, and I just put the code in, fire it up, and ride it. So, that's having a fob is great and all that, but it's important to know how to start your bike without the fob as well. And that means setting your code. We'll have to do that on yours. You only had a couple months. It's on my list of things to do. So I have a vid of a run to AR, rain sideways, high winds. We parked under a big bridge, blew my 1200 Aspen Kate over. Senate is still working. So Jerry says I use JBL speakers. They sound great. Goose says you're cheap, which it's okay. Nothing wrong with being thrifty. 17 Bikes says otherwise at Professional Monkey. I think you just got called out, bro. I'm going to let Firecracker run the controls for a minute while I get a refill, since she's not gotten me another drink.
Does not run controls.
Well, y'all talk to Firecracker. Give her some comments.
I'll get you a drink.
You going to go pee for me too?
Oh.
See how that works? Somebody keep her busy. Ask her questions. Get her talking.
Let them talk to each other.
Guns N' Roses or something.
I heard you won't hit random buttons on the keyboard.
Huh?
I said I heard you won't hit random buttons on the keyboard.
Why'd you say that? Say something. You guys say something. Have you watched my videos? I don't like talking. I don't have time to talk because he's usually talking so much.
Let's just sit here in awkward silence.
Yeah, I know.
Is that weird cat that Mike has? Is it around there?
The cat?
Yeah, cats are cool.
He don't have that. His daughter's cat died.
Oh no.
Favorite writing song? Well, any Guns N' Roses is my favorite. But November Rain's my favorite. But I don't have one that's my favorite when I ride. Yes, I have not drank enough to be chatty yet. And Jerry, no, I wasn't quite a K River. There you go. You can have it back. I talked a little. I just kind of clicked through your answers there. And
A Hog Rider wants to know if you're going to Sturgis this year.
No. Mike won't take me.
Did you ask Miss Monkey or answer her?
Yes. I said Guns N' Roses. Any Guns N' Roses.
There we go. But James, you see James's comment?
Yeah.
She ain't drank enough to be chatty.
Right.
Jerry said she wasn't this quiet at K River. I know, but I didn't get to chime in all this good stuff.
I don't need your chiming in on all this stuff.
So how's the chopper coming? They want to know, Professional Monkey, what's up with that? And then, we're not going this year. Hopefully we will go next year. She didn't like that, me putting her on the spot. Yeah, I'll pay the price later. It happens.
I'm getting ready to go home. It's 9:16.
She got up early this morning and went and worked overtime all day. So she's going to run off and leave you poor souls with just me. And then everybody's going to leave because Jerry's already said, or was it Lloyd that said you were pretty and I was still ugly at the beginning of the stream?
Yeah, somebody did.
Yeah, somebody already got that one in.
It's all right.
And Bubba says, are you guys ready for the Mid-American Freedom Rally? We are. We're actually, I got one to-do list thing I got to figure out between now and then for the medics. We got new medics this year. The people that have been doing the medics for the rally are not coming anymore, kind of retired, moved out of state. We've got new medics, but they don't have a RV or camper of their own. So I got to find an RV or camper for them to stay in during the rally. So I'm going to be calling an RV company and trying to trade them advertising or whatever I can con them out of to cut us a discount rate or loan us a RV camper for a couple days. But otherwise, Freedom Rally is pretty good. The bands are booked. T-shirt design is done. The Dino Drags are going to be there. Contract is signed with the Shriners. We've got vendors lined out. Bike show, poker run.
Well,
all that good stuff.
We still got to work on the bike show.
Well,
remember, you're supposed to help me
make you a
come up with
spreadsheet.
the adding system.
Spreadsheet so we can count the votes a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
And could see the Stubborn American getting big time commercialized. I don't think you'll see it getting big time commercialized there. It's a private campground. He would have to grow it a lot. I think he did maybe buy some property or a different campground. Adam was working on some of that. But I don't see K River getting that big. And I don't think that's what he wants it to be. Not like a Sturgis commercialized or BBB commercialized. I mean, I think something like the Freedom Rally with 1,000 people is fine, and having 15 food vendors and T-shirt vendors and vest vendors and D&D exhaust is there because that's a buddy of his. Maybe having a guy there that does tires and repairs or something. But I think something like that would be okay, and that's what we do at the Freedom Rally. But I don't think you'll see it ever being anytime soon anything like, Vance and Hines is going to be there or other places. We can't even get those guys come to Bike Fest, and we pull 100,000 people to Bike Fest. But the problem is it's the same time as Ocean City, and vendors have already traditionally been going out there for years and years. And if they come to Bike Fest, they have to drive to Missouri, do Bike Fest, and then drive back out east for the next rally or something because of the way the schedule works out. So they just stay out there because it's not worth coming out here for one rally unless it's during COVID and Ocean City's canceled, and then they come out here. I'm not bitter at all. But we'd like to see more of that going on. Chopper is going to sit till after Sturgis. No doubt about that, brother. No doubt about that. So, dating out of my league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lucky man. Monkey knows what that's like, though. He's in the same boat I am. Didn't you say that last year it was going to sit till after Sturgis? As I'm guessing is what he's referring to. I believe he did it, Jerry. Miss Monkey's laughing.
All right, I'm going home.
Dude, I'm right here. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Tell Firecracker night. Did you get up 6:30 this morning? Something like that?
Yeah, but I'm just tired.
She's tired. She's tired of me. It's all right.
Your daughter will be home soon anyway.
I got about an hour. But we'll take those crash bars up in the morning and put them on your bike and go for a ride and do your stuff you got to do tomorrow.
Okay, I'm just going to leave this in my purse so we don't forget them tomorrow.
Your fob?
Yeah, because we're not used to it.
And, of course, Miss Monkey's clapping, later Firecracker, punching above our weight, no doubt about it. But sometimes it's just good to be lucky. Thank you guys all for saying bye and coming out and hanging out with us and stuff. We'll try and do more of these. We've had a good time tonight. Been fun. I'm not going anywhere just yet, but I'm sure it's probably going to be a lot more boring without Firecracker in here. Definitely not as much fun to look at. So what's next? Monkey's not going to work on the chopper. We've talked about how I'm dating out of my class. We've talked headsets. We've talked about ADV bikes and the Pan America deal. Is anybody else want to give me their opinion, what they think the new Sportster 975 is going to price out at this week when they announce it? Like I said, I think 12.5 is the cheapest they'll go because of what the Scout's priced at. Scout with ABS is 12.4. I don't see them trying to undercut Indian. And it doesn't make business sense. Now, don't go making promises because the people on YouTube are going to try and hold you to that. But that's the big news. Will be Tuesday. I don't work Monday. I'm taking Monday off. I'm riding my bike Monday to Rosebud to let my buddy who has a shop and who's a mechanic do the front suspension because I would rather pay him to do it than me try and film it and do it myself. Because I've never done it. And I would have to read the book and the torque specs and all that shit. And so it'd take me twice as long because I don't know how to do it. And then if I try and film it, it's going to take me 4 times as long. So I'm just going to let him do the work and I'm going to film it and pay him. But my bike's getting new suspension and a new front tire on Monday. So I'm off work for that. And then Tuesday, Harley's going to announce the new Sportster. And then Friday, I take off work again because I got to take my daughter on a college tour to Mizzou. She didn't like Nebraska. Penn State's too expensive. And so Mizzou's the backup. And Mizzou offered her a pretty decent financial package. She applied Sunday and already got accepted and got a financial offer and scholarships. Dimsey needs to say more. I forget he's here till he makes a noise.
Just kind of just chilling.
You just don't want to spend Surge's money on it. I get that. A post Sturgis job. Yeah. Just giving you hell. So if there's room for more, if anybody else wants to jump in here, I'll put the link out there again because I know you're all going to get bored with me. Mizzou is a great school. She just had her heart set on Penn State, and she got accepted at Penn State. She got accepted at Penn State. She got accepted at every college she applied to. Like all 14 of them. She got accepted at University of Nebraska-Lincoln. She wants to go to school for forensics, and Penn State and Nebraska are ranked in the top 5 for forensics, but Penn State offered her no financial aid other than the Pell Grant and the FAFSA student loan stuff, which comes to like $12,000. Well, out-of-state tuition for Penn State's over $50,000 a year. And this biker ain't got $40,000 for college a year. So that's just not going to happen, unfortunately. And I told her, Nebraska offered her $20,000 a year in scholarships. She can go there for like $20,000 a year, which is, a lot cheaper than Penn State, but she didn't like Nebraska. So if she didn't like Nebraska, then Mizzou's a fallback. And it is a great school, but they don't have the degree that she's wanting to get, which is a forensics CSI type degree. That's what she's wanting to be. It's like a forensics CSI with like the FBI or something. So she wants to play with dead bodies at crime scenes, I guess. Mizzou is actually going to be, we looked at her financial offer and it would cost us $6-7 grand. I think less than $6,000, definitely less than $7,000 a year, for her to go to Mizzou with the financial offer they made her. And that she's still got some scholarships, local scholarship things out that she might get awarded. So, Mizzou's definitely financially doable. They made her a good offer. It's not too far. She'd be an hour and a half away. Stay local. She'll be happier and better off financially. That's kind of how I feel, but she had her heart set on Penn State. She went and did a tour there, and she just had her heart set on it. $50,000's $50,000, baby. And I ain't got $50,000, not a year. Shoo. And I can't. My thing was, I couldn't see her going into $250,000 of debt for college to go to Penn State when she could have got the same degree at Nebraska for $80,000. So I think Penn State's a good choice. If nothing else, she can go there for 2 years, get her basics, and then she can transfer to somewhere else. No forensics program at U of A Fayetteville. Not that I know of. There's different forensic programs, but she wants to do specifically crime scene investigation, and there's apparently a specific degree and program for that. And that's Central Florida's in the top 5, Texas A&M, Nebraska, Penn State. There's, I think, one around Tennessee or somewhere, Murfreesboro or something like that. But there's some schools that are specific to this. They have cadaver farms where they bury dead bodies in fields and mark the spot, and you go out and dig them up after so many months and look at the state of decay and all this kind of shit she's into. Not my thing, but that's her thing. So trying to support her dreams, but also be fiscally responsible. Get the basics done at local college and transfer and finish your degree. Be easier and more cost effective. That's what I told her. I said, go to Mizzou for 2 years, get your basics. And then if you got to go to Penn State, you go to Penn State, you spend, $100,000 instead of $200,000 on student loans. Or I told her to apply Central Florida. They have a top 5 school in forensics. She didn't apply there. They may make her a lot better financial offer than Penn State did. And Texas A&M, she could see what they offer. If they make her a good enough offer, then you go where you can afford to go and get a degree for the least amount of financial investment, as long as it's a good school. What's up, Eric? Hey, Eric. I'm gonna throw a link out here in the chat if you feel like getting in, Mr. Kraken. We've me and Dempsey's been holding down the fort here, but we can always use another host. Agree with that, Mac. I was about to mention that debt, but my kids left college without any debt. Best way to start off as a young adult. Well, 48% of the students that go to Mizzou graduate with no student debt. And that would be my goal for her. So that's one reason I said if it's, it's $7,000 a year, we can swing that at Mizzou and she can graduate with little to no debt. She's already got like $14,000 saved up for college of her own in 2 years of working in high school. When she turned 16, I made her get a license and made her get a job. Probably the best thing I ever did as a parent. She's got 18-year-old friends that still can't drive a car, have no idea what it's like to have a job, pay bills. She puts gas in her own car. She pays for the oil changes. She works. She buys, if she wants to eat out after she gets off work, she pays for it. She doesn't ask dad for money. She wants to go to somewhere shopping. She pays for the trip and the cost of going. I gave her a used car that was only worth a couple $1,000s when she turned 16 to drive. When she turned 18 this week, she just had a birthday. I told her I'd sign the car over to her. She's managed to go 2 years without wrecking it. She can have it. So she's got a car, and she knows how to drive. She knows how to be responsible, show up for work on time, save her money, but yet have some expenses. So she's doing good. I'm pretty proud of her. But like all teenagers, she's still got her issues. Thank you, Monkey. If I was sitting at a desk, I would join in. Jimsy, do you know who Kraken is? Eric, he was popped up in the chat there. I tried to get him to join in.
I don't think I do.
Thank you, Busted Knuckles. She thinks I'm a hard ass sometimes, because I make her do all this stuff, especially when she was first turned 16 and I made her do it. I'm like,
no, it's good. I think it's good.
You gotta get a license. I'll give you a car to drive, but you gotta get it. You gotta get a license. You gotta drive yourself. I'm not chauffeuring your ass around.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jerry, man. Thanks for stopping in, brother. We love you, and we'll see you soon at Spring Fling. But yeah, kids need to learn lessons, and good man for holding that line. Could be people.
Yeah,
they'll be happier. Yeah,
doing it young is the best time. It's for a good example. My buddy has a boy. He's 16 or 17. And he did chores around the house, and he saved up his allowance. When he turned 16, my buddy bought him a car. He went out and got his own job. And, I mean, the kid, a 16-year-old kid shouldn't have savings like this kid has. Like, it's unreal. And I was like, man, I wish more, kids and even adults would be like that. Like, I've got friends that are just, like, so financially unstable and don't know what to do. I'm just like, oh, God, how do you live like that?
Hey, everybody give Professional Monkey a shout out. Appreciate him coming and hanging out with us, and being in the channel chat at least and stuff. I'm a big fan. It's nice to see you guys tonight and have you in the chat, and we appreciate you coming over and hanging out. And we'll definitely come hang out in your chat every chance we get. But yeah, it's I think as she's turning 18, she's getting a lot more. Realizing that she is a lot more prepared this year. She's got kids that she goes to school with that haven't. Here we are, the national commit day for college is May 1st to guarantee your spot. And she's got friends who have not even applied for college yet. Grove got jobs, paid their part of the cell bill, paid insurance on the car that I bought them. So yeah, and I might be a little easy on mine, but I'm easy on her because she's saving her money for college. I pay for her cell phone bill and I pay for her insurance. I don't give her allowance. She does chores around the house and stuff like that, and I don't give her any allowance, but I pay her cell phone bill and I pay her insurance as long as she's keeping good grades, and she's graduating with a 3.85, which got her $4,500 in scholarships at Mizzou. So that's saving me money, a lot more money in the long run, I think. I hope. $4,500 a year at Mizzou, that's worth $20,000. I don't think I'll have that much in insurance and cell phone bills, but that's part of the deal. She does chores around the house, dishes, does her own laundry, keeps her room picked up. She vacuums the house. So I do certain things, and I've only got her half the time now. Legally, I have her full custody, but I let her go stay with her mom half the time because she's decided she wants to. And that's fine. I want them to have a good relationship. But she has chores when she's here. She does them. She wants pets. She has to take care of her pets. When she'd go to her mom's, I'd make her come to my house to take care of her pets after school because they're her pets. And I wanted her to learn that responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And she did. So Firecracker texted me and said she made it home.
She must not live very far.
10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people think we're married. People think we live together. But, we're in that situation where I live. I don't pay rent. When I got divorced, my parents lived out of state and their house was empty. So I moved into it. But it's only 2 bedrooms and I have a daughter. April has a daughter that she has half the time. And this house just ain't big enough for all of us. 1 bathroom and me and 3 girls, and that's not going to work. So, so we don't live together. But my daughter's going off to college, and her daughter's only going to be 1 more year. So that's in our game plan in the near future. We're looking at that and weighing our options, and that situation will be changing. And there won't be no going home somewhere else. But that's one reason she moved into her parents' basement. There was some stuff with where she was living, and she's like, well, we're going to be moving in together in the next year. So I'm just going to move into their basement until we find our place. It's going to be our place, whatever that's going to be. I think it's going to be a shop with living quarters, and she likes that idea. We did a video. Somebody thought she was my wife, and they said, man, you're a lucky bastard. Your wife just says yes to everything you say, because that's all she would say in the video was yes. So,
nice.
But I am a lucky bastard. So, make a great team. Well, I talk a lot, and she looks good. So if that's what it takes, okay. So, Jordan, what do you think as a ADV guy, if they came out with this Pan America 975 that I talked about in the video, Dave, where would Harley Davidson have to price it to compete in that just under 1,000cc adventure bike market?
So I would assume it would be the competitor to the T7 Yamaha and the Twin, the F850. Those are, oh gosh, I want to say 50. I don't know how much a new T7 is, but I want to say probably between 15 and 20 new.
Yeah, and so the Pan America now is under 20, I think. Hey, Busted.
What's going on?
Just talking motorcycles and drinking and having a good time. How are you doing?
Oh, about the same.
Kraken says it has to come in at 15. I think if they come out with the 975 special with that electronic suspension stuff that they have on the 1250 at 15, they'll sell like hotcakes. That's a $20,000, in the 1250. I don't know they can get down to 15. I think 16 with the electronic suspension would be a good price. I think the Tenere is cheaper than that, the T700. But the problem I hear is nobody can get them. You can't get your hands on them.
Yeah, I was looking into one a couple months ago, and I called almost every dealer, within a couple hours, and they all said we don't have one. I'm like, well, I guess I don't need one.
You don't have to compete on price when nobody's got a bike that they can buy from the competition.
Yep.
Did you see the video today on the Pan America find?
Me?
Busted.
Your video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually catch that.
So, that's what we're talking about with the 975 and the adventure bike. Somebody asked me how soon we thought we'd see it in the comments and stuff. If they're putting it on part sheets with the model number, I'm sure by mistake, but if they are, how close do you think it is to production? Less than 12 months?
It's about got to be, right? I mean,
that's kind of what I think. I would think if it's not, they probably put these like a new print out of these things they have to draw up every year with model numbers and stuff. So I would think if it's on a price sheet, it's probably less than 12 months away.
And
maybe
the parts build already out there. I mean, already labeling it on parts as being.
Well, it was in the fitment part of the instructions for a gas cap.
Yeah.
It said fits this model, 21 and later, these models. So that has to be a document that was drawn up in 21 for 21 and later, and it has to be,
What is the release date? I mean, or what is this next date for the new Sportster?
that's
What day was that?
Tuesday the 12th.
Tuesday the 12th?
And I thought they might tease it like during that launch or something, like how they're good about putting a couple clips of a bike in as an Easter egg and not saying too much about it. And then, just kind of showing it as a clip here and there, like they did in the Sportster S video, they teased this Sportster. So I thought if they teased it here, maybe, I doubt we'd see it before the end of the year, but maybe we would see it at January launch next year. Kind of my thought. That gives them 8 months to build suspense around it.
They might do it at Sturgis.
They might, but they haven't.
I mean, they got all that Black Hills riding out there. Last year they brought out several people for the Pan America.
Right, but they released the Pan America at
yeah, damn near 2 years before that.
Yeah, well they had it all out. Everybody knew it was coming. All that, it wasn't a secret. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I would think if it's showing up on price sheets, it's probably less than a year away. Outside that, I couldn't guess too close. Jay, man, thanks for stopping by. Glad to have you on the stream in the chat. 2023 premiere first quarter is my guess. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be a 2023 January. They'll show it, whether it's available in January or if it's available, March, like they did this bike, kind of thing. I'm thinking something like that. I mean, if you look at, they've been teasing this Sportster 975 for almost a year. They're bad about kind of dragging it out there and not showing it. They teased the revival at launch last year and put it out, I think, April or something like that. But that was basically just a street glide with fancy paint job.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not really a different model. It's just a custom paint set and blacked out engine parts.
Seat too, but that it's not really the sprung seat on it, but it's
but
not
and Eric would be
regular
the
solo
guy to
seat
tell
either.
us about that. If you guys didn't know, Kraken's got a revival, but somebody said that seat is basically like the seat they would use on some of the motor cop bikes or something. So
Yeah.
it was not like it wasn't like a new part. They basically this is
that white paint is what they use on the cop bikes too. So it's not like a special color for the paint either. At least on that white. I'm not sure where the blue came from, but
and Gunslinger is who painted it all, and that's who does their CVO paint jobs and stuff. But Kraken says police seat. So all the parts on the revival were probably something you could buy that already existed. They didn't have to have them fabbed. They already had them. It's just a different combination of parts to create a retro looking bike.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. That's what Harley does. I mean, look at the new Lowrider ST. It's got Sport Glide bags on it.
Yeah, it's got the clamshells. I think they're mounted a little higher than they are on the Sport Glide.
They are mounted 1 inch higher. That's what they said in the video.
So yeah, I had this discussion because I've been, April's been looking at the Sport Glide for a while, and I've been, talking about the Lowrider ST and what I thought it was going to be and the predictions. And when I said something about, from a leaked video about how high the bags were set up and stuff, and somebody made the comment that it would be single exhaust because they wouldn't be able to fit dual exhaust underneath the bags, because all these West Coast builds we see, like what came out of Matt Laylaw's shop and things like that, they all do a 2-into-1. And everybody's like, oh, they can't put the bags there and do a dual exhaust. It'll have to be 2-into-1. That, there were people who were debating that whole thing, but obviously they did it. It's dual exhaust.
I don't know why they did dual exhaust, because for the most part, 2-into-1 is your better performance.
Money.
Well, yeah.
That's why they did it, because it's what they had laying around.
People are going to change it.
Right. If they don't give you the best exhaust, they just gave you a reason to upgrade and spend more money.
Well, they're still not going to give you the best, even if they did a 2-into-1. I mean, it's still going to sound like a damn sewing machine until you at least put a set of slip-ons or one slip-on on it, which that one slip-on they can charge you out the butt for, and you never know the difference because it's Harley.
Yeah, that's how they do stuff. So, it's
And
about bedtime.
one
4
thing that
a.m.
I didn't like about the bags was the left bag is bigger than the right bag.
Yeah, that's the way the Sport Glide's been the whole time. And I
never really looked at a Sport Glide until somebody mentioned that about the ST, and I went, holy shit, and I went and looked it up. I'm like, well, it's been like that, and that just bugs the crap out of me now that I know about it, because I've never ridden behind a Sport Glide. So
right, and I never knew about it till somebody brought it up, and then I got to look, and I'm like, damn sure, you're right. But we looked at them. April, we did demo rides. She rode the Sport Glide 2 or 3 times in the last couple of years before this whole ST thing came out, and I never noticed that they were different sizes, but I never ride behind her. She always rides behind me. She always makes me lead. That's part of why we got the comm units, because I can't get her to lead. So I can't see where she's at and how she's doing, other than checking the rearview mirror. So with comm units, I can talk to her and have a better feel of how she's feeling, how she's doing, and everything else. And I'll be honest, she doesn't blame me for the accident, but I always worry. I worry that was she trying to keep up with me, even though she knows she's not supposed to, and she tells me not to worry about it. She won't. Was she trying to keep up with me, and is that why she wrecked? And so now when we go ride, I ride a lot more mellow when it's just me and her, and she's out practicing and stuff. And it's just, one of them things. I had a buddy who wrecked my very first Harley. He borrowed it. I let him borrow it to go take a rider safety course. He took out the end of a guardrail, ripped the front end off of it, and called me from the ditch with a piece of his, leg sticking out the side to tell me that he wrecked my Harley before the EMTs even got there to get him. And I was like, just get your ass on a fucking bus. It's a motorcycle. It can be fixed. It can be replaced. Best friends can't. And that's, everybody talks about, how important their bike is. And my bikes are important, but my friends are more important.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I haven't been through that. I was rearing it at a stop sign one night. That was real fun. And I dropped my bike twice, once in a low speed turning into a driveway. It was really thick gravel at the beginning of it. That front end just boom, and down I went. And then another time I was going up the hill at Hog Rock, actually, and some jackass in a golf cart came to a dead stop on a hill, and I shouldn't have been on the bike, I'll admit it. But my feet never touched the ground. I just went over.
Yeah, that happens. I have not done that on my Street Glide. I've had it 6 years now, and knock on wood, I almost dropped it in a parking lot because it was uneven gravel, and I was on like the edge of a concrete, and the gravel had washed out on the low side, and I couldn't hardly touch. By the time the bike got over enough where I could touch, I was leaning so much I couldn't hardly hold it. But I did. Somebody come off and helped me and hold it and get it back up and get it situated. But those things happen. But speaking of golf carts and rallies, because we're putting on the Freedom Rally and we get this all the time. As a motorcyclist, how do you feel about golf carts at a motorcycle rally?
They have their place, because I don't want to drop my $30,000 motorcycle because I'm drinking up there at the main stage, listening to bands, and then I got to walk a quarter mile back, because I don't want to walk a quarter mile back to the campground either, campsite either.
Well, what we do is we run a wagon with a shuttle. So wagon with the shuttle runs till 1 or 2 in the morning if it needs to. You can get on the shuttle, ride back to your camp, whatever else. If you bring a car, your car stays outside the campground, and we shuttle all your shit to your campsite for you and everything else. Wow. But we don't allow golf carts except for official use vehicles, because for us, what we run into is people don't have insurance on golf carts. And if they hit somebody, they're not going to have insurance, and it's going to fall on our insurance. So from a liability perspective of putting the rally on, the campground doesn't want golf carts in there if they're not insured, and we don't, because then it falls on our insurance if somebody in a golf cart runs over somebody or hits a motorcycle or whatever else. Most motorcyclists have some form of auto insurance on them, or at least they're required to. If they don't, that's on them because they've violated the law, but there's no law that requires insurance on a golf cart. So that's what we run into, and the problem we've had with allowing golf carts at rallies.
See, now Hog Rock allows golf carts, and that's a hilly place, and you can use them all time of the day. The first year we went, my buddy didn't take his golf cart because he lives in a town where they're loosely allowed to ride it around town, but he didn't bring it. He rode his bike. His wife pulled the little camper down, and that's what they slept in. The rest of us just slept in tents. And then the next year, he didn't even ride his bike down, which he didn't leave the campground the entire time we were there anyway, so there's really no point.
Yeah, last year at the Freedom Rally, I took my DR 650. Because I worked and was on the committee, I had a golf cart, and I didn't hardly end up riding the DR 650 because I was always hauling water or beer or something or doing something where I needed the golf cart. But I had taken the DR 650 because I wasn't going to get off the campground. If it rains, it gets muddy. I just soon have a DR 650 as a 900-pound touring bike.
Oh, yeah. I just last month, I finally washed all the mud off my bike from October Hog Rock because whenever I didn't make it back from October Hog Rock, I broke my leg Friday night while I was there and was airlifted to Evansville and had to be plated. So one of my buddies rode my bike back for me, and it's sat in the garage covered in mud and rally dust for 5 or 6 months almost. And that's come Hog Rock October next year. I'm going to be real glad for the golf carts again because I will not do very much walking. My leg still doesn't like it.
I understand that, and that's kind of why I asked, is get somebody else's perspective. But like at ours, we have a shuttle, and it's not that big. Hog Rock's what, several thousand people?
They were, let's see, 2 years ago when the pandemic was going, and they still hosted Hog Rock, which they scraped by on their license for that. They called it a peaceful protest, and they pretty well had to issue them a vendor's license and all that stuff to let them have it. And the news said 15,000. The head of security said, we were closer to 12.
We were at 1,200 last year. We depending on weather, we'll be 1,000 to 2,000. In the heyday, it was 3,000 or 4,000. We don't want to get back to 3,000 or 4,000 right now. If we get back to that, we want to build back up to that and be prepared and know how many people, workers and staff and everything we're going to need to support that. But if we got to 3,000, if we built it up and we're prepared for it, that'd be great. We don't want to get overran and not have enough alcohol, enough food, enough whatever else to support 3,000. Because going from 1,200 to 3,000 is doubling. That's a big deal. You got to have twice as much of everything. So, but with 1,200 people, and it's not that big a campground. We're talking 40, 50 acres, the whole thing, and we're only using half of it probably. It's not that far to anybody's campsite. It's not that far to walk. It's get a shuttle, get a ride on a golf cart. There's 10 golf carts that are running around for staff use that, if you were, hobbling down the road, somebody'd pick you up and give you a ride.
Yeah. Let's see. I think Tim said he has 150 acres right there at the main site for the rally or the Hog Rock. First off, it's not a motorcycle rally. They do not bill it as a motorcycle rally. People say that all the time. It's billed as a river rally, music festival. But he's also got another 75 or 100 acres across the road that they see October before last, I think. They had to or no, it was last June. Last June they had to put people in it because there was so much mud, because it had rained for like 3 days before the rally started. It was pouring the day that I checked in. Like, it started sprinkling on us on the way down, me and a buddy. Then we get there and the line is just, it's backed up a half mile or whatever. I'm like, well, everybody else is sitting there on RVs and trucks and cars, and so me and him just kind of weaved through the traffic and got up to their front gate and checked in, because I wasn't going to sit through all that. And then we went and parked the bike. I said, all right, we need to set up camp, then we need to go get beer. And about before I could even get that out of my mouth, it just a downpour for about 2 hours. It was horrible. And they went and started parking people across the road because you couldn't park a decent sized vehicle anywhere else. And they had a big diesel pusher that went off the road a little bit in that other spot, and they had all kinds of tractors and stuff trying to get him out. It was,
Well, I didn't realize it was technically not a motorcycle rally. Everybody I know that's ever gone has always gone on motorcycles, but I know there's a lot of golf carts from the videos I've seen and stuff like that. So that's insightful. I mean, we bill ours as an old school motorcycle rally.
well, that's what it is basically, except for the fact that they allow the golf carts, so they don't. And when they started, I was told that it was a river rally because you used to just bring a boat up. You didn't, nobody rode. You drove or don't really drive a boat, but drove a boat up to the bank, got out, and walked in.
Well, ours is all motorcycles, and our rules are kind of like we have camper spots, and if you get there after noon on Friday, we have to escort you in with the golf cart and show you where to park. You drop your trailer and you take your vehicle out, and we don't allow any vehicles in and out of the park except for the camper row where we park them. But once they're parked, no vehicles in and out except for vendors. We have to go after supplies or things like that, or like the band coming in to set up and hauling their equipment. Other than that, no vehicles inside the gate. Motors, 2 wheels only. And a lot of people like it. Some people have asked about golf carts. I think we've made a few exceptions if they are handicapped and they bring a golf cart, but we make them show proof of insurance. So that's the only way we can kind of get around that whole insurance thing that we've ran into. And that's been our problem.
Oh, as far as I know, they've never asked my buddy for insurance on his golf cart. Actually,
he's probably
took
got
one in
insurance that
June.
covers his because he owns the grounds.
Yeah, he does own the ground.
So in our case,
and actually, you sign a liability waiver before you ever get in the gate.
Right, liability waivers are still just a piece of paper. You know, everybody can sign those at anything. That doesn't stop someone from suing you, whether you signed a waiver or not. You still got to go to court, fight it, and prove it. But for us, our problem is we are a PAC because we're a motorcycle rights organization. So we fall under actual rules by the government as a PAC, as a political action committee. So we have to have insurance on all of our stuff. We can be sued. You know, we're a state level organization. So to protect the organization, we have to have insurance on events, but the insurance that we have won't cover golf carts because we're a motorcycle organization. And they're like, well, we're not covering anything that happens with golf carts. You're a motorcycle group, you know. And then if you're having it on someone else's property, then you're also got to deal with what their insurance has. And they don't want to get a rider or whatever to cover golf carts. They don't want to pay extra for that to lease us the grounds for 3 days, which is essentially what they do. And so our insurance doesn't want to cover golf carts. And then we run into that whole deal. And if we were going to do golf carts, we'd have to probably get a special rider. It's going to cost us more insurance. And then we're going to have to probably charge more for at the gate. And maybe if it grows, that would be the thing we would do. But right now, it's just not been enough of a problem that it's hurt us in any way that we have had to deal with it or had to face it.
CIO Hog Rider.
Yes, sir. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. We're going to probably end this pretty soon. My daughter texted me. She was at McDonald's and wanted to know if I wanted anything to eat. She's headed home. So her high school musical crap is about over and she's on the way. I did my dad duty. I sat through 3 hours of, musicals and kids singing last night. So tonight I'm off the hook.
I got a while before I got to do anything like that. I got to do baseball this summer.
Well, my daughter's into band and choir and academics. So I get band concerts, choir concerts, and stuff like that. Eric says I have to hit the sack. Great stream, sir. Thank you, Eric, for stopping in and visiting with us. We've had a good time. It's been a good night. I'm sure you're 11 o'clock your time. You're out east. So thanks for stopping in and staying up with us. I don't even know if anybody else was streaming tonight. April asked me if anybody else had streams going tonight, and I said, somebody's always streaming. Sometimes I know who, and sometimes I don't. She wanted to promote this benefit that she's doing, and she wanted to get the word out. So I'm like, well, we'll just do it, and whoever shows up, and if not, we'll just hang out and have a good time with people that follow the channel and want to talk shit, talk motorcycles, and have a drink.
Awesome. I don't have enough subscribers to go live, so.
How many subscribers do you got?
180 something.
Okay, first off, you from a desktop should be able to go live even with
from a desktop, yeah, but from
now, check this out. I just saw this the other day because April's at 300 subscribers and used to have used to be you had to have 1,000.
Yeah.
And they changed it. Well, I saw the other day, I think the number is down to 50 or 100 subscribers to go live from mobile, but they limit your stream to so many connections, so you can't have a great big audience.
I think it's your subscribers plus X, and the X keeps going up until you reach 1,000, then you can go live to anybody that wants to join
in. Yeah, so they have done something like that where you can do live, but I think it's private to your subscribers only, plus so many people and that. But I just found out about that the other day because I hadn't had to worry about it. I've been over 1,000 for a little over a year, so.
Yeah, I remember your first video, or right before you hit 1,000. I seen your video you put out for it, trying to get to that 1,000 mark so you can go live.
So I went live the other day. I was out in the woods, kind of testing it. I think I've got like 140 something. I don't know. I don't keep track.
So I'm trying to remember if it was my 500 subscriber or 1,000 subscriber giveaway, but it was one of the two. This is kind of a funny story. You guys saw River Bluff Baggers in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jerry with River Bluff Baggers was the winner of one of my giveaways for 500 or 1,000 subscribers, and I sent him a hat and some other stuff. Jordan, I think you gave me something that I put in the basket. I don't remember if it was a knife or something, but anyway, he won that 1,000 subscriber or 500 subscriber giveaway. He didn't have a channel at the time, and I mailed it to him in Kansas, and I didn't, he didn't have a channel. I didn't know who he was. And then when I met him at Switchback Bar during the World Record Poker Run, they came down, and I knew him as River Bluff Baggers. I'd seen him on YouTube, but I didn't put any connection together because I'd never seen him. And I knew him from the giveaway as his real name. He goes, yeah, I am Jerry, the winner of your subscriber giveaway. And so that was really cool because I never thought I'd ever probably get to meet him, necessarily or anything. But they started a YouTube channel, and now they're doing content. We met him at the World Record Poker Run and hung out. And then they came to Stubborn American, and him and April got shit-faced drunk and had a good time. He'll be down at Spring Fling hanging out with us and stuff. So, hey, buddy, I just got here, man. How you doing, Brian? That's Brian Porter, local. So we're just hanging out. Been having a drink. We're going to end pretty soon. My daughter's on our way home from school function stuff, but we've been talking motorcycles, talking shit, talking drinking, having a good time. So, Busted Knuckles, are you out Indiana, Iowa?
I am
way?
in
Where?
Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois. So, I
I am south of I-70, I-70 in Illinois.
So my dad's side of our family is from Caruthersville in Southern Illinois area. I got family in the Boot Hill and family in Southern Illinois somewhere. I don't know any of them over there on the Illinois side or anything, but I guess they migrated up this way from there. So every time I hear, oh, if you're going to Southern Illinois, you should call cousin such and such. I'm like, I am 50 years old and I never met none of them. You really think this is the time to start?
Really think
You
it's
think
time
they
to be
give
friends?
two shits who I am, and I give two shits who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got family in Oklahoma that I've met when I was, that big.
Right. I might have met one of these cousins when I was 8 years old and my grandpa was still alive, but that's a long way to go. Brian says, yeah, doing well, getting the bike out tomorrow for the first ride of the season of the Street Glide. So Brian, first time I rode with Brian, he was on a Triumph, and he is, well, I won't say it's an upgrade, but I will say it's an upgrade to a Street Glide because I own a Street Glide, and he knows it. So Brian's riding the Street Glide now. He just got it, I think, last year, and he's been doing some mods and suspension and stuff on it, and he rides with us once in a while when we go to events and things and stuff around here. So, Busted, you know where Waterloo is and Prairie du Rocher?
Yeah, roughly. It's over by St. Louis. I've never been there, but I know roughly where it's at. Actually, one of my teachers in high school, that was his first teaching job, was Waterloo. I remember him telling about that.
I lived in Memphis for 2 years, and I would drive I-55 once in a while if the weather was really bad instead of coming the back roads to come home from Memphis and stuff. But I never really, other than going to Nashville a few times, I don't cut through Southern Illinois much. Just never turned out to be on my way.
There's some decent riding down here.
I
A
want to
little farther south than what I am, obviously, but
yeah,
I'm in the flat area.
I want to go down. There is a ferry crossing around Cape Girardeau into Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
It's in Cave and Rock where Hog Rock's at.
Yeah. So I want to go do that ferry crossing.
I've only actually been across it one time on the bike.
I did Peels Ferry last year in Arkansas, which is free and ran by the Arkansas Department of Transportation. And I want to do that one up there by Cave. They're getting less and less of them. So I just want to do the ones that I can while I can, kind of thing.
Yeah. They actually were getting ready to shut down the one at Cave and Rock, and because Kentucky didn't want to pay for any of it, Illinois didn't want to pay for any of it, and it's privately operated, but there's no charge for it. And Illinois and Kentucky finally came to an agreement that, hey, we might kind of need that.
Evil says there's a ferry just south of me. Yeah, I know there's one somewhere around Cape, and I thought it went into Illinois, but maybe it goes into, yeah, I have to look it up and see. But I know there's one down there, but I think you pay for it, but it's privately operated. It's not very much. The only one I know of that's free is Peels Ferry, and that's owned by the Arkansas Department of Transportation, and they do that one for free. It's about a 5-minute ride. You can see the other bank pretty easy.
That's the way the one at Cave and Rock is. It's right across the river, but it's a wide river.
Well, Peels Ferry is a part of a lake system, so it's a little wider, but you can see across it. It's not too big a deal. It's not like some of these ferry rides I've seen in Canada where you're out on a big ass boat going to a mountain on the side of the ocean. It looks like.
Oh, they got one of those across Lake Michigan from Wisconsin into Michigan. One of my buddies took it a couple of years ago on his way home from Sturgis.
Have you ever watched
6 hours worth of riding?
You ever watch Road Rash HD? out of Canada?
No, I have not.
He's got a Sportster 1200, and he rides Canada and stuff. And he's, I think, Western Canada. And he's done some videos where they've gone on a big ferry to go to an island out like Vancouver or somewhere or something. I don't know. But, his stuff's a little interesting. I like his channel. I don't get to watch as much as I'd like. I don't get to watch a lot of channels as much as I like, but that's the problem when you're making videos for 3 channels and have a full-time job and kids and everything else is just the balance. You got to, I try and watch when I can. Like a lot of times at work, I'll let videos run and listen to them and watch a little bit here and there. And
that's what I do with live streams whenever I don't actually catch them, because I work 3rd shift. So a lot of people go live on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, or Sunday night even. I can't watch those because I go to bed at 7 o'clock and wake up at 10:30 and go to work at 11. So I listen to live streams while I'm at work a few days a week.
We got Gone Ray says, tuning in from Fayetteville, Arkansas, riding the gravel roads down to White Rock and Cass tomorrow. Cool. I've been to Cass. We'll be in Spring Fling here in a few weeks. We'll be hanging out at the Cat House and the Switchback Bar. So if you're going to Spring Fling, come by and say hello.
Mike, I think I'm going to bail off here for the night.
Sounds good. I think my daughter is home. She said, are you still live streaming? She can hear me from the other room.
Oh.
So I think it's time to call it a night, guys. We're down to, I think, 14 people. I appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out. We've been doing this for over 3 hours. Had a good time, good conversation, good company. Thanks for coming on, Busted. And Jordan.
Problem,
and we'll see you guys in the next one. We're going to try and do at least one a month. Keep getting information out about the benefit and the rallies and what we're doing this summer and promoting events and stuff. So we'll hopefully catch you guys somewhere at an event. Jordan, I know where to find you.
Oh, yeah. I'll be around.
All right. James said later.
If you go to Hog Rock, hit me up in October. I should be there in October.
Well,
I won't make
that
June,
might be
but I'll be there in October.
What's the dates in October?
Hold on. Let me grab my phone.
October 7th through the 10th, it looks like.
Yes, it's actually the first Thursday.
Oh, yeah. So that's going to be the same week as BBB now.
Yep.
Yeah. So this year we're committed to BBB. We've already got reservations and everything else. So we won't be making that one this year. I hope BBB gets back on their original schedule, but that's going to depend on availability. I think
What
this
is
year,
their original schedule?
Late September, like the 3rd or 4th weekend of September. It's usually the week after Bike Fest. Bike Fest is usually the middle of September, but this year they changed their schedule because of availability, because of moving the rally from Fayetteville to Rogers.
Yeah.
So they had to change when they could have it. And so I'm hoping they can get that back. They're fighting things like when the Razorback football schedule is and some other events and things that they've got to fight, because moving it out of Fayetteville has now changed the venue. And I think what they're going to do, and I haven't seen it, but I got a feeling they're going to use the convention center. But the convention center is used for the away team to practice football for the Razorback games.
Oh, okay.
So they can't do it at the convention center when there is a home game and the away team is using the convention center. So whatever their mess is, but hopefully it works out where they can move it back to where it was, and that'll quit conflicting with other events that have already been established.
Yeah, and then June Hog Rock is always the second Thursday of the month. So
June we might be able to do in the future. This year we're going to West Virginia that weekend for Firecracker's family reunion.
I won't be making June this year either because I have the state VFW meeting.
When are you going to West Virginia?
It'll be the first weekend of June, I think. Something like that.
Maybe I'll run into you out there.
You gonna be out there riding, are you?
Yeah, I'm I've been planning my trip. I'm gonna go over to Eastern Tennessee, shoot up through West Virginia to the Great Lakes, and start my 66 trip from Chicago to back here. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I'm wanting to do a 66 ride at some point too. I've been thinking about it for a few years now. Start in Chicago, or Chicago as I call it.
Yeah,
Well,
Chicago.
if you decide you're going to do a 66 route, you let me know when you're coming because you're literally going to drive right by me and Jordan. We live off of 44 basically, which is old Route 66.
I take 44 all the way to Tulsa, anyways. Or, yeah, whenever I go to my dad's house in Oklahoma, still. So.
Well, I'm a mile and a half from 44 right now.
Okay.
And I'm less than a mile, or right at a mile from old 66 as it comes into.
I can hear 44 knocking at my back door.
I've been thinking about going to that Route 66 Veterans Rally there in starts with a D, I think, in Oklahoma. It's a small rally of about 1,200 people. So.
Well, if you ever need something to do
Oklahoma, that's it.
If you ever need something to do on Memorial Day weekend, we've got you hooked up here in the Ozarks. And if you're coming down this way and you got some time to kill, give us a holler, shoot me a message. Do you do Facebook and Instagram or anything?
I've got Instagram and Facebook both set up with my at Busted Knuckles. So
okay, well, yeah, shoot me. I got Riding in the Ozarks on there. You can always shoot us a message on there or something if you're coming through, even if it's just stop and meet and have lunch one day or hang out for 15 minutes, take a break. Jonesy's Rides. He's out of Illinois, and
yeah, he's out of Northern Illinois.
Yeah, he's got family in Arkansas, and the route he takes sometimes brings him within 20 minutes of me. So one day he just swung by and hung out with me for 20 or 30 minutes and visit and have a good conversation, and nice to meet people in person, you know.
There, I just followed you on Facebook or on Instagram.
Right on. I just got the notification. All right, guys, we're going to get off here. Thanks to everybody for joining, hanging out. Ghana Ray was talking about the awesome main body of residents hate the BBQ traffic and noise. I get that. That's why it's gone to Rogers. That's the way it happens. And I'm out. See y'all later. PP to PP to poo poo. Whatever. Okay. So have a good ride to Cass tomorrow. And we'll see you guys all. Thanks for everybody that participated in the streams and the chat. Had a good time. Thank you. And we'll see you on the next one.
All right. See you, man.
See you guys.